Well, it looks like my YouTube chat is not working today. Unfortunate. I guess we'll turn it off. I guess we'll keep it like that, man. But hello, everyone! Hello! Yeah! Welcome everyone to our second YouTube stream in a while. We did one last week. We're doing another one today. So, yes! Hello, everyone! Hello! It is Thursday, September 29th. That means tomorrow I go see My Chemical Romance, and I'm super excited. I totally didn't go shopping yesterday to also buy the perfect boots for my outfit for the concert, and then I found a good shirt to wear as well. I still have to purchase a bag. I still have to purchase a clear bag so I could get it into the venue. But I'll worry about that later because now I am here with you guys. And today is going to be a super special stream because I get to again talk about one of my things that I am super autistic about. For those that came to the for those that came to the Twitch stream yesterday for the Google Maps tour of Tokyo, Japan, thank you. I'm so happy you guys can come back here today to watch the more non-autistic, educated version of that stream. So yes, today guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to survive and travel to Japan. So I've been to Japan, I think like 6-7 times already in like the past, ever since 2016. And then of course we are barred from Japan right now, but don't worry, that's gonna be changing because Japan is actually opening up on October 11th, and I'm super excited because that means I get to go soon. I've already been looking into traveling already to Japan through my different methods and everything, and today I know a lot of people who have either never been to Japan or really want to go back but kind of need a refresher are very interested in hearing how I personally like to travel to Japan, what I do to prepare, all the things that I know to help me like not shit piss and cum everywhere in Japan, because trust me, I do. When I first went to Japan, I actually was very anxious, but it turned out to be like one of the more smoother travel experiences that I've had, especially in a foreign country. Japan is very antisocial, very easy. But there is some things that you do need to know in order to, kind of survive in that sort of foreign country, especially if you've never been international traveling before. Like I have in 2016. That was my first time traveling internationally, and I was like the baby. But either way, I'm super excited to talk about this. I'm very excited. I have prepared you guys a whole ass outline, lots of links and resources, by the way. Lots of links and resources that I cannot wait to share with you guys. I'll be punching them in the description after the stream as well, so that you guys can see a good outline of what I'm trying to talk about, and I'll expand on everything as well. But yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be listening while they're working. So, for those that are listening at work, I hope you guys are having a lovely day at work, by the way. And I hope you guys can also learn something while you're still at work. Yay! And then, of course, for those who are just regular viewers, I freaking love you guys. Thank you so much for coming to YouTube. Even though it's not my primary streaming spot, but I do want to, keep doing YouTube streams every week, at least. Every week. I'm thinking Thursdays around this time would be when I would do YouTube streams. So I hope you guys can come by and listen to some YouTube shit. I'm still new to the platform, so I apologize. If anything happens, please help me mod. I'm still very new to it, so I hope, please be patient. Please be patient. I'm a weeaboo. Please be patient. I'm a big weeaboo. Thursdays are for Susans. Thursdays are for Susans. So, yay! I'm excited, but I want to say hello to everyone that's here in chat. I heard a lot of people actually don't like it whenever you shout out their name, at least on YouTube. I heard on Twitch it's a big thing, but apparently it's not that big of a thing on here. So, hi guys! Hope y'all having a lovely day. And I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Alrighty. I think without further ado, I think I'll just jump into it, honestly. There's really no way of transitioning into it. Except for, I'll give you guys a frame of reference again of my personal experience in Japan and everything like that. Our mod, I don't even have a mod for this YouTube channel. I'll be real with you, Jager. I do not have any mods on here. Technically, I have. Okay, you want to know who my mods are? Technically speaking, and I'm being like literally the most technical right now. Because they're not even official mods that I have that they're gonna be here all the time. Because most of the people that mod my Twitch are at work right now. But mods I currently have, technically, are Sleepy, Sheena, Lumi, and Pippa. Those are my mods, and of course they do their own shit, so they're not technically here. So, alrighty, I'll be a mod. Just won't bother doing my talk. Exactly. I gotta do another mod application thing. I gotta do that. But oh, also one more thing before. Whoa!
I am Nyaruchuuu. Someone sacrificed $50 from their wallet.
What the fuck? Thank you. I am not a racist man for dropping $50. Where is this at? What color Aquasupa is that? What super color is that? Hold on, I can do this. Wait. I can check. I can actually check this time. I'll just go into a random YouTube stream and just be like, check. Hold on. Okay. Can I Aquasupa on this random? No, I can't. Oh man. Okay, I'll check. That is a what's 50? Hold on. That's a pink super. Thank you for the pink super. Arigatou gozaimasu. It's pink. It's pink. No, it's pink. It's pink. I checked it. I went on to. I forgot I had Tenma's live stream on before I started, so I just checked hers right now, and I put it all the way to 50, and it's pink. It's a pink super. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yay. Thank you. I'm not racist, man. I don't know if you put a message there, but if you did, I'm glad you're not racist. Continue being that. Really continue being that. Because speaking of, for those that don't know, it is gonna be my birthday next week, actually on Monday. So I have a whole bunch of ways that you guys could celebrate with me. So before we get started, I'll go ahead and just advertise this, get it out of the way. Boop-a-doo. Ah. We'll be doing a birthday stream on October 3rd, 6 p.m. PT, 9 p.m. ET on my Twitch, actually. So it won't be here on YouTube, it will be on my Twitch. You guys can leave a message on a Kudo board. I have a Kudo board. Let me go ahead and get that, actually. So you can just slap it into the fucking chat. Might as well. There you go. But there you go. There's the Kudo board. Feel free to read the birthday message there. We'll also have 10% off Oshi and Nyaru merch, which my merch link is in the description. And you guys can send a gift to the SRO PO box or Throne, which I'll have that in the description after this stream because I am totally not prepared to this. So, yes. Other than that, yay. That's all my announcements. But thank you so much! Thank you! Okay. Now time to get on to the... Wow! Thank you for gifting a sub to Hello from Twitch. Thank you. That'll go straight into whatever the fuck that goes to. My subs. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started though. I have a whole bunch of websites as well for you guys. So I will be switching back and forth between the sharing screen and this little screen that we have right here. So I hope you guys are ready to learn with me. I have a big outline as well. I'll probably post the outline on a Google Doc on my Discord after this, which the link to my Discord is in the description box below. That sounds really weird to say. So yes, alrighty. So without further ado, is Nyaru from Peru but American? Yes, I am Peruvian, Hispanic, but I reside in America. So yes, so this will out. So sorry, I'm very nervous. I don't know why. I get really tongue-tied and nervous when I'm on YouTube. I have no idea why. So I hope you can bear with me. I sound like a fucking idiot right now, but please bear with me. I'm just very nervous for being on YouTube. I don't know why, but it just happens. Anyways, so. Yes, before I begin, I do have to give a couple of disclaimers. This is not the one-all, be-all way of going to Japan. So anything I say here is just stuff that I do personally, but it doesn't mean you have to 100% follow it to a T or think that if any other way is another way and that it's wrong. No, that's not the case. It is just how I personally go about going to Japan, traveling over there, getting ready and everything, and things I consider when I travel over there. So just a disclaimer, this is not the end all be all one perfect way of going to Japan. There's so many other ways of doing it. There's so many other tips and tricks out there that are probably better for you and probably not good for me. So please be sure to take that into consideration and don't let this video just be your one resource. Do take the time to research about Japan and traveling over there through other sources. Keep your eyes, ears, and mind open to much more information that's out there in the world. Second, there's going to be perspective of a U.S. citizen. So I'm not going to be discussing, how to travel from like places like Europe or, other countries or anything like that. This is primarily from a U.S. resident, a U.S. citizen's perspective. So I apologize if I do not discuss like how to get there from your specific country. But a lot of these can still be applied to where you are in the world. It's just going to depend on, where you are in the world. So it's reliable. I am not a reliable source. I just like helping people. I like being a tour guide, if anything, Maggie Lune. But I will give, like I said, I will give my own ways of going to Japan and everything. So TLDR, like I said, this is not the one end all be all resource. There's so many other resources out there that you can learn to travel to Japan and how to survive over there. Please keep your eyes, ears, and mind open to that information. Don't rely just on me. And second, it's from a U.S. resident's perspective, U.S. citizen. Please don't be upset if I don't mention your country or, don't discuss how to get there from your specific country or your specific part of the world. I'm a U.S. citizen. The last thing I want is to give horrible information to those who are outside of the United States. So I hope you guys can understand. Other than that, these are the only two disclaimers I have. So, yes. I'm upset now. You're gonna rage. You're raging because I'm not gonna mention your little fucking country. I'm not mentioning the UK. Oh my goodness. How I'm such a bigot, aren't I? I'm such a big bigot for not mentioning the UK or whatever. Anyways. Let's go ahead and get started then. So again, this is gonna be how I go to Japan for reference. The UK shouldn't be mentioned. Right? Me as a little country. Hello, Sheepo. How you doing today? Fish and Chip Bros, BTFO. But yeah, I just don't want to give any bad information or wrong information to those outside of the United States, because I would feel really bad if I tell you guys one thing and then you find out it's another thing, then you get screwed over, because Japan does take a little bit of money, but not as much money as you think. But a lot of this also can apply to like still you. So do keep that in mind as well. Alrighty, I have my outline ready to go, so let's go ahead and just jump into it. So, we're actually going to start off on our sharing screen. Go here. And it's going to look a little bit janky, but I'm going to fix it right now. Okay, I'm going to scooch that over. And then scooch you right here. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. So before you ever consider going to Japan, especially in current year 2022, we're in post-Rona, still in Rona times. So that's something we unfortunately still had to take into consideration. So the main question right now, like at this moment right now, is can you actually travel to Japan given all of these restrictions that you've been hearing on the news and like all the Rona shit and everything? Right now, as we are streaming, no, you cannot. However, on on October 11th, Japan will finally have fully open borders with limitations. However, so right now, if you were to book a flight, go tomorrow. Only resident students, business, and guided tours are allowed. Japan is real, Saris. It is real. I can't believe it was real either. Like when I landed there, I was like, "Holy shit, this place is real." It's just like in my Japanese mangoes. Because starting October 11th, they will have fully open borders with Rona limitations. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys this website. This is the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare JP website. This is for Japan. And this is grouping of the country or regions of your stay before arriving to Japan. So this means these are the little groups of countries that are categorized by 3 colors. So we have the red group, which there's no one in red anymore, not right now. Yellow countries are usually some in Asia, Latin America, Europe, and Middle East and Africa. Just depends on there. If I highly recommend checking out this website. But for us in the United States, we are in the blue group. We are in with Canada and us. So we are right here. We are in blue group. So that means we're gonna go to this page here. And it says COVID-19 current Japanese border measures. Since we are in the blue group, all you need to do is bring either a negative COVID test if you don't have your vaccination certificates. But if you do have all your boosters and everything, all the COVID-19 boosters, you are not required to do a COVID test. You can just go in there. And there is a little website right here. So if you're going between these two are a little too confusing, there is a really nifty website made by the health ministry over there. So all you gotta do is select your region. So we're from North America, and we're from the United States. Okay, and it says here it's gonna give you a list of like the vaccines that are currently accepted by the Japanese government. Keep that in mind. Only the Pfizer, Astra, Moderna, Fathina, Novavax, and Janssen are considered valid vaccines by the Japanese government. Chance of Ligma coming back. Ligma's always going to be here. So for me, I don't have my 3rd dose yet. So I'm gonna select my third dose, and then it says here, as part of border measures to prevent COVID-19, enhanced quarantine procedure at place of entry, travelers are strongly encouraged to use fast track to simple Japan. So fast track, we'll be explaining that here in a bit. So we're gonna click for the results, and it says here, you are required to have a pre-departure test. You are not required to have an airport test or to quarantine after entering Japan. So before all this was in place, you had to quarantine for about, I think it was like 3 to 5 days with 2 negative COVID tests, and then you can enter free into Japan. But now you only need the test if you don't have all your vaccines, or if you do have all 3 boosters, you just need to show your documentation. So for example, if we go back and then we do here, and then we select, for example, we'll go with Moderna, I guess. Okay, click for results. So you are not required to have a quarantine departure or airport test or quarantine after entering Japan. So you just go in. So then after you click this, after it gives you the results, you can go here to these little websites. They're called Fast Track, and basically you just sign up and put in all your details for either your COVID vaccine or your valid negative COVID test. I think you need to take a PCR if I'm correct. And then you'll get a vaccination certificate or a pre-departure certificate. And then you'll do some pre-screening on the same website or app. And then when you get to the airport, all you gotta do is just show them the login screen and everything, show them that you have it, and then you just pretty much go wherever the fuck you want. Pretty simple, right? They made it so much more simpler since then. So as long as you have any of these two, you are in blue group, like for example in the United States, you are pretty much entered. You pretty much can go to Japan. But that is after October 11th. So right now, if you were to book a trip, this is not valid. But after October 11th, all this information would be valid. So keep that in mind. Which most of us, I think, are rebooking after October 11th. So hello, ZFGG. How you doing? Hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. But yeah, I'll be linking these websites in the description in case you guys want to reference them later and have some fun with that. Yeah. Alrighty. So, my screen turned off. Hello? Sorry, my notes screen. So, it's also good to note that if you're not in the US, you can check these same websites as well. like I said, all most major countries are listed here, if not all major countries are listed here. And if you're in yellow group, you do need a little bit more of some things, like you need to do a isolation if you don't go with your valid vaccination certificates or anything, and you need to do a pre-departure and on-arrival test. But if you're in the yellow country that you do have your vaccination certificate, you will not need to do a pre-departure test, just like with the blue group, and you don't need to do any test or isolation. So do keep that in mind. And then there's no one in red. As you can see, red's fucking ridiculous, so... My powers, but the other apartments are on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you can be safe. Show us where we can buy or rent a house. That's not really what I'm trying to do on this channel. Actually, it's really hard for you to rent and buy a house in Japan if you're a foreigner. There's a lot of stigmatization and xenophobia when it comes to renting and owning a house if you're a foreigner in Japan. So that's a whole other stream. That's a whole different topic. I hope I could talk about something like that in the future, but this just isn't the place for it. I hope you can understand. So yes, okay. So hold on, let me go back to my notes. Okay, so you figured out. We're gonna go, yes, we can go to Japan. We can go to Japan. That's so good. That's so amazing. One last thing I do want to note though, is, oh wow, is my chatbot working? Is my chat box actually working today? Holy shit, it's actually working. It's actually working. Holy fuck. Okay, I guess. Thanks for the serious answer. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So yes, the next thing that I do want to mention. So one more thing I want to mention about this real quick is that this information can change at any time, by the way. So do keep that in mind. That this can actually change like literally overnight. They've literally done this before. Before they open the borders, where they just change information overnight, or they retract something. So it is good to keep these sites bookmarked and just to keep an eye on it. Check it every now and then to make sure that you're doing good and that the country you're coming from is a valid country that can withstand going to Japan and everything. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. It's all, oh my god. It's all in dub over there. It's all in dub. I'll talk about language here in a bit, actually. But, okay, we figured out that you can go to Japan. Now it's time to actually plan. It's time to actually plan on when you should go. And I have another great resource for you guys. It's called Japan Travel. Japan.travel/en. It's one of my favorite websites. I like to recommend people who are going for the first time or like really want more in-depth information about this. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a TLDR on this. So you should plan when you want to go. There's so many factors that can go into this. Personally, I like to factor it between, is there a special time of year or event that I want to go to? So in other words, go to Japan with a travel goal in mind. So for example, it doesn't need to be like a big lavish goal, like you want to go climb the top. Well, I mean, you can climb the top of Mount Fuji. But yeah, like for example, honestly, that's a good example. You want to go climb Mount Fuji. Okay, you have to go during a certain time of year because there are certain things about Mount Fuji which I'll be discussing later. Or let's say you want to go to like a fucking Idol concert. Okay, you're gonna have your whole travel goal be centered around going to this Idol concert, and then the rest, everything else will be pretty much extra. So there are unfortunately busier times of the year. Usually the big three for foreigner travelers are Golden Week, New Year's, and Sakura season. That's usually when everyone within and outside of Japan, or inside and outside Japan, want to travel around Japan. So do know it's going to be very, very busy around these times of year. You also do got to be wary of Japanese holidays because shit will be closed, especially during New Year's. A lot of shit was closed during New Year's. So you can't, there's like no banks or anything that's open during like most of these major holidays, Golden Week, New Year's, especially New Year's, and other Japanese holidays that I cannot remember because I usually don't travel during Japanese holidays. I do recommend though that you do make a loose schedule of places you just really, really want to go to and just kind of like plan it out. Like I'd say loose schedule because Japan is one of those places where it's super easy to get off track and everything. So yeah, just like a loose schedule. Don't do like one of those really strict itineraries because it's gonna fuck you over. You're not gonna have fun. Can I go and fight the bears? And there's bears in Sendai? I know there's like the fox village near Sendai, but I didn't know there was bears. How does JP street food? I'll tell you. So I did forget to mention, if you guys actually have any questions, I do recommend that you guys leave it towards the end, because otherwise I will get on tangents, and I do have a big outline that I want to present to you guys. So I hope you guys can understand and leave any questions towards the end, so that way you guys, if there's anything that comes up like in between this and you have even more questions, you can all just slam it at me at once instead of like every now and then, if that makes sense. So yeah, just make a loose schedule. So what are the best and worst times of the year to visit? So one thing I do like about this website is that it gives you travel highlights for every month of the year. As you can see, it's every single month of the year. So right now we're getting to September, October, November, December time for Japan. So yeah. But the best time of year, in my opinion, the best time of year to visit in Japan when it's not too cold but not too hot is around this time, March, April, May, which is springtime, because that's when you see all the sakura. That's when a lot of the flowers bloom. It's just the weather is just very, very nice. And thank you so much, Sarah, for subscribing. Thank you. So yeah, this is like a really good time. Also, who doesn't love the fucking sakura season? Like, that's the main reason why weeaboos want to go to Japan, is see the sakuras, and then confess to your love to your lover under the sakuras. Who doesn't want to do that? The most okay-ish times of year, in my opinion, okay? The most okay-ish times are gonna be between October, November, December, January, and February, which is fall and winter. So personally for me, I like going during the winter time because I like it when it's cold. I can bundle up, wear cute outfits, and pretty much just survive and thrive. And the reason why I say that is because summer is literally the worst freaking time to go. It is so horrible. Because I want y'all to understand, when it gets hot in Japan, they mean it gets hot. Like, it's gotten ridiculously hot in some parts of Tokyo. And Japan as well. Mostly in like the southern regions, it gets really, really hot. Like, heat stroke is a very common thing over there. If you go, like, especially if you want to go to like anime centric events or like music centric events, they're outdoors. So for example, Walker Texas Power Rangers, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Thank you. So we want to go during things like Comic-Con, Summer Comic-Con, or Tokyo Idol Festival, or anything that's just outdoors. Is the heat is very comparable to like southern Texas heat, like but elevated just a little bit. It gets very humid here too. It's very, very humid, and for me, I don't vibe with that. Therefore, I stay away from June through September. I stay away during that time of year because I just get, and also it is around this time as well, especially around September, August, September, October, and into November as well. It is typhoon season, so you do got to keep that in mind. For example, I don't know if you guys heard about the Niji Sanji Fest, about how some of the international Nijis can't come because of the typhoon that's actually hitting in Japan currently right now. Like, you know how we have the Hurricane Ian right now in the US? Well, there's also they're having their own Hurricane Ian right now in Japan. It's actually gonna fuck up a lot of the country. So if you're traveling right now, it's literally the worst. It's literally the worst. But that is another thing to keep in mind, is just weather and everything. Usually the weather is like kind of horrible during this time of year. That's why I prefer winter, because there's no typhoons. It's very nice and comfy. Springtime, it's okay because you do get rainy season as well. Hello, Barry, welcome. And yes, Cabin, I am a weeaboo, but I'm a weeaboo with knowledge that I want to share with you guys. So yes, and also as well, I'll be talking about luggage and what to bring later in regards to like clothing. But your wardrobe will need to fit the season that you're going in. That's not an understatement. That's not me trying to say like, not me. Don't take it lightly. Literally, just dress for the season that's over there. You will thank me later for it. Alrighty. So that's the best times of the year to visit. So let's say you want to go to a special event, for example. So this is another website that's commonly used. I'm on the English portion of the website though. This is called E+. So if you want to go to a special event, make sure that your situation, entrance tickets, or plan of action is thought out before you go. Like for example, let's say you want to go to a concert. Okay, so most ticketing for Japan events are done through E+, which is a it's pretty much their Ticketmaster. It's their Ticketmaster equivalent. And the only thing about E+ and any other ticket service in Japan is that you will probably need a Japanese address, although that may have changed, so do not quote me on that, especially for E+, because before Rona and everything, you need to have had a Japanese address. They will not accept your US or foreign address for any event ticketing that you get online or anything. They need a physical address, and they will check. And for ID and everything, when they check like if it's your ticket and everything, you can still show your passport, but you just need to be sure that you have a Japanese address. So for me, I've actually used the hotel address that I stayed at for a couple of events, and they were fine with it. Though again, that was a couple of years ago. You can try it, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. And as well with E+, especially, not all of the events that are going to be here are going to be listed here actually. So let's go back real quick. That was the E+ English site. This is the Japanese English or the Japanese E+ website. There's a lot more events on here. A lot more ticketed stuff. Like, look, there's this fucking Spy Family musical that's happening that I can go to if I want to. So you will need to know a little bit of Japanese if you want to navigate this website, but you can also use like Translate or whatever. And when you get to the ticket venues for anywhere, you actually will need a little. There's usually no English assistance. Tokyo in general is very English friendly, but for really specific events like this, like if you want to go to a special event that requires a ticket, there usually is no English support. Although in past years, especially for the Love Live franchise, there was little foreigner tour packages that they would make so you can go to an Aqua concert or like a Love Live concert. But that's of course no longer a thing because of Rona. So you can thank Rona. We were getting to that era where foreigners could actually book tickets outside of Japan and go to Japan to go see these special events, but unfortunately that's just not a thing. Final thing I do want you guys to be wary about is the ticketing system in Japan is very weird. They have a thing called chusen, which is also known as lottery. So when you apply for certain events, they will tell you if it's chusen or not. And if it is chusen, that means you're not guaranteed to get a ticket. It's literally a lottery. They're gonna pick you. They'll run like a little lottery system, and if you get picked, you pay for the ticket. So you're not guaranteed to go to the event that you want to go to, especially if it's a chusen-based event or lottery-based event. There are first come first serve events, but most of those first come first serve tickets are usually for more underground type of acts or more like smaller acts or anything like that, where they know they're not going to sell out right away and people can go up to the booth and like get a ticket like the day of. But yeah, wait, did you go to? I've been to like 4 or 5 different Love Live concerts. I've been to every Aqua concert since Tokyo Dome their first Tokyo Dome concert. All the way up to all the way up to Love Live Fest. So I'm pretty experienced when it comes to that. I know definitely y'all think this is such a weird process, but this is how it's done over there, unfortunately. It's not like here where you can just go on Ticketmaster, you buy your ticket, and you're guaranteed the ticket, or you can resell the ticket. By the way, reselling of tickets is really not heard of. There are people who do resell their tickets, but it's such a sketchy underground sort of process. I did it for an AKB concert because I was that desperate, and I knew, and it was very last minute for me. I thought, oh no, this is for special events. Like if you want to go to a special event in Japan, not metro tickets. No. That I'll be talking about the metro here in a bit. But yeah, for special events though, it's just a very weird system. There's not really a resale market anymore. And even then, it's kind of sketchy. Like, I had to meet up with a random Japanese dude, and I had to go in with another random Japanese dude to go into this AKB concert. I didn't even know what was gonna happen to me, but hey, I saw an AKB concert. But it's very sketchy. You have a high risk of getting kicked out if they see something is wrong. Thankfully, like I said, it worked out for me, but I really would not recommend getting secondhand tickets or buying secondhand tickets. It's not really something that kind of exists over there. But do it at your own risk. It exists on a small scale, but do it at your own risk. About a year ago, to the Emotes concert was banning. What do you know if that's allowed or not? So at special events, there is still a no cheering policy as well. That's actually something I didn't write down a note for. Thank you. So there is no cheering at most events still right now. This ban was implemented during the height of the coronavirus, especially in Tokyo. That is still being implemented, although I heard there are some events that are kind of being flip-flopped between yes and no. It really depends, so do check if those rules are still in place for your event. Usually the specific event will have like a special website that tells you all the rules and everything, and it says no cheering. Just follow it or you will get kicked out. Okay, that's for the events though. I can talk more in depth about events and like how to survive inside them and everything here in a bit. But let's say you want to visit a specific location. For example, like go to Mount Fuji, or you want to go to Hokkaido or anything like that. Again, this website here, Japan.travel, Ian, is very, very good. I like it. It gives you destinations and things to do. And plan your trip and everything, but it also gives you locations that you can go to, but make sure that you're able to actually attend these locations based on the time of year that you go to. So for example, some locations are very seasonal. Mount Fuji is a seasonal thing. You can only go to Fujisan when it's, I think, spring, summer, and fall. Or even then, fall's kind of cutting it close. But spring and summertime are the best times to go to Fujisan. Otherwise, if you go in the fall and wintertime, they are pretty much closed because it snows there and it gets really, really dangerous with the winds and everything. So you can only hike Mount Fuji during spring and summer. Springtime's actually the best time to go hike on Mount Fuji. And then, for example, another example is you want to go skiing in Hokkaido. Technically, skiing can be done all year round in Hokkaido, technically, but the best time to go is, of course, in the wintertime, between like December, January, February. Best time to go. February is actually the best time, like highlight best time in Sapporo, Hokkaido, if you want to go skiing and everything. So there are seasonal things. You do got to keep that in mind. Japan is very, very much a seasonal place where certain things are only open during a certain time of year. So do your research and make sure that, if you want to go to that specific thing or go do that specific place or anything like that, make sure that you can during the time of year that you want to go. So the TLDR on this whole section, just decide what you want to accomplish and then research how you can do it before buying your plane tickets. Because if you pretty much go there and think, oh, I'm going to be able to do all this, I'm going to be able to walk up and go to it. No, you're not going to be able to. You have to make a lot of reservations. You have to do a lot of research into like little things you want to go to. A lot of it is reservation based as well, so keep that in mind. Alrighty, so let's say you figured out wherever you want to go, okay? You figured it out. You figured out literally everything, okay? You figured it all out. Now it is time you book your flight. And I have two sources I would like to show you guys. I'll put on the first one first. But of course, you have to decide if you want to go direct or you don't mind layovers. Layovers would be, pretty cheap and everything like that. As far as airlines go, pretty much most major airlines can go to Japan, and there are partnered airlines that are partnered with the major US airlines that you can transfer to and everything and use points and whatever. Do take advantage if you have any credit cards or any loyalty with any airlines, see what they can offer you. Especially if you have an American Express credit card, which is what I use to kind of book a lot of my flights. I use my Amex cards to convert points for partner airlines. And then, of course, I always check my loyalty with United, American Airlines, Delta to see like what kind of things they can offer me. don't look at the first flight and be like, okay, that's it. That's what I'm trying to say right now. Is look at all the options that you have before you press book on a flight. Look at all of your options, everything. And then of course, closer to your travel date, the more expensive it is. Vice versa, the farther more out it is, it'll be less expensive. Flying on the weekends is going to be more expensive. Flying during the weekday is going to be less expensive. That's just usual travel rules, you know? So after you check all of your benefits and everything with like a little thing and everything, you can check check directly with the airline websites if you can, for any special deals. Like you don't have to search like Japan deals or anything like that on like the website. You can just look at the, like for example, we'll go to what's a partnered airline? I think United is with ANA, I think? Yeah, United Airlines. Or is it Japan Airlines? I forgot. So go to United. You literally do not have to mess with this. You can just go to deals. Just go to deals. And then hurricane. I know there's a hurricane, sis. I know there's a hurricane. And you just go current offers and promos. Special offers, vacation packages. There is a lot of veterans that discounts you can take. Do a lot of offers. So you have special offers, find in-flight offers. So look at that! Wow, how did it know I was trying to look for this? So you have some Tokyo LAX stuff here. Wow, I actually didn't know that they had these good deals. These are updated pretty constantly too. Damn. Okay. That's actually not bad. These are, holy shit, these are not bad. What the fuck? 10-9. Wait, 10-9 to, hold on, I may be booking something right now. 10:30 to, 11:30 to, yeah, it's like a whole month. You're gonna see me actually booking a trip right now. 9 through, it wouldn't be within the time that the borders open. Hold on, I'm gonna look at this one. Can I just look at it? Oh. I can't believe y'all actually watched me do this. Well, these are good deals actually. See? So you don't have to like go to like, for example, you don't have to go to like the front page of United and put in like Tokyo to, or LAX to Tokyo or anything like that. Oh, I guess that's another thing I can mention that I'm surprised I didn't write this down in my notes, is that the best places to fly out of in the United States are going to be LAX, SFO, and I think a tie between SeaTac and Vancouver Internationals. So check there. So those are the main places you want to go to. And another hot tip as well, another big hot tip is, it's okay if you like live on the East Coast, but then you find like a really fucking good deal like this Los Angeles to Tokyo one, and you take like a separate flight to make it to this flight. That's totally okay. You can do that. There's no rule against you doing that. A lot of people think there's rules like, oh, you have to like book everything all at once. It's easier, yeah, but it's actually a lot cheaper to book things separately when depending on circumstances and everything. So yeah, just work what's best for you. Work what's best for you. But yeah, that's an example. You can just go to, you can go to literally any airline just to look at the deals. Like I actually want to look at the, actually I'm not even 22. But if you're 18 to 22 years old, let's see, what do you got? Travel more sustainably. Oh wow, they literally give me nothing. They literally give me nothing. They have certificates on here, I think. Okay, I guess I don't. I have to put in a thing. The Mileage Plus, this is a loyalty program. You can just you can earn miles by doing these little tasks here, and then you can convert those miles to a airline, into an airline ticket. Yeah, there's so many ways of doing this, is what I'm trying to say. There's so many ways. But of course, one thing I do gotta say is websites like this. Websites like Travelocity. Don't book anything through these websites. Don't do it. You are not protected when you go through these third-party booking websites. You are never protected. Nothing comes good of these websites. Yeah, they're gonna be cheap, but they're very, very cheap for a reason. It's because you have literally zero protection from either Travelocity, Expedia, or the airline. So like, for example, let's say your flight gets canceled. They don't fucking care. They literally do not fucking care. They're not going to rebook you because you booked through a third-party website. It's really best if you just book directly with the airline. Okay. Like, trust me on this one. Really, I've seen people at the airport get so screwed over because of websites like Travelocity. And yes, there are ways of going about it to like kind of avoid something like that, but the best way to just avoid it is just, or the best way to just not let that happen to you is just avoid it completely. So avoid websites like Travelocity for international travel and just general travel and all. You just never know what's gonna happen, and then you're not protected by either the third-party website or your airline, and then you're pretty much fucked out of your money. And also another tip as well, if you're ever checking any of these websites, don't check every day. Never check every day. That's gonna drive up the price, especially if you use the incognito or you use a VPN. It's gonna drive up the prices. So I have two websites I can recommend you guys for looking at flights. And the reason why I say don't check every day is because Google Flights, which is one of the things I use. So for example, I'm not going to Denver. I'm gonna go out of LAX to let's go to Narita. By the way, there are 2 airports in Japan that you can go to when you're coming in internationally. Technically 3, technically 4, but we're gonna stick to 2 because these are the 2 main ones, which is Narita Airport, which is about, I think, like 50 miles outside of Tokyo. And then we'll look at Narita first. And we're gonna go from, wow, these are cheap right now. Holy shit. Okay, so for example, personally, I've been trying to book a trip to go during Halloween, because I want to go during Halloween. So we'll do one, like, let's say Thursday to maybe like Saturday. We'll do one from Thursday to Saturday, because I want to go during Halloween. Shit, these are cheap. Oh, this one is nice. Oh, why is this cheap? Right? These were literally not cheap yesterday, or like a couple of days ago. This is an ANA one too. So there are 2 major airlines that Japan has. It's ANA, All Nippon Airways, and Japan Airlines? Yeah, Japan Airlines. And you can get direct flights with them and everything. Super cool. I think ANA is partnered with United. So if you have United mileage stuff, you can convert points from United to ANA, and you can get a ticket on there. Also, fun fact. Okay, hold on. Fun fact about ANA. I want to take a trip like this. So, All Nippon Airways. Turtle. I gotta show you these little motherfuckers. Oh my god, they're so cute. Okay, hold on. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent. I'm so sorry. But they have these. So ANA is the one known for like the special, like the special wrapped planes or anything. So they have like the Turtle Hanu plane that specifically goes from Hawaii to Japan and Japan to Hawaii back and forth. They also have the Pokemon ones. They have the Pokemon ones, and they have the Star Wars one. I've seen the Star Wars one before at SeaTac, actually. Oh, I saw that one. I saw that one at SeaTac. So yeah, if you want a little bit more of experience, I guess you can go with ANA. But I'm getting off track. But yeah, these are actually pretty. Zip Air, I know, is a new one, so I guess you can try going with it. I never have flown with it. I may try to, honestly. Only 11 hours. To Narita. But yeah, that's Narita though. So Narita's a little bit cheaper because it's like away from Tokyo and everything, and then you have to take like a bus. I'll tell you all about that. But the other one is Haneda, which is literally like right outside of Tokyo. Like you can take the local train from the airport. This one's a little bit more expensive. Yeah, here's Jiao. That's the other one I was thinking of. So this one's a little more expensive because, you know, you're going right directly into Tokyo. These are actually not... That's actually... Okay. It's actually not bad. I don't mind staying 14 hours at SeaTech. I don't mind staying 14 hours at SeaTech, actually. On a Delta Airlines. Okay. Sorry. That was actually something I was going to mention earlier, but I totally skipped that bullet point. Is if you do want to get a little bit of a cheaper flight, do take into consideration these overnight layovers or long layovers, the 14 to 24 hour plus layovers. Especially if they're at a good airport like SeaTech. SeaTech's pretty okay. They have good lounges and everything. But yeah, the TLDR Google, if you like a really simple, good interface, it's literally not hard. You can like do simple filters through anything like that. I'm not booking a flight on stream, I promise, even though this is very fucking tempting. What the fuck? These prices were not here the other day. God. Okay, yeah, this is Google. If you just want something simple, just to like, if you're not autistic like me, Google Flights is for you. Now, if you're autistic like me, if you're very autistic like me, you can go to Matrix Airfare Search or ITA software by Google. It's another Google. It's basically like Google Flights but enhanced. Hello, welcome. We're talking about flights to Japan right now, and I'm totally not losing my shit because there's so many good deals right now. Jesus Christ. Right now's the time to book, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. So, where was I going with this? Oh, you're new here. Welcome, Neffy. Welcome. So yeah, this is pretty much Google Flights, but enhanced. This is enhanced version of it. So, let's say your origin is gonna be from LAX. Okay, and then your destination is going to be to, we'll do Narita, because usually I go to Narita. See calendar lowest fares. Actually, we'll book the flight. No, I'm not booking the flight. Ask us if it were to book. It says what's the usual price? Usually around like $900 to $1,000, but I've always gotten them for like way less. It's just all about perfect timing and everything. Search exact date. Okay, dates. I want to go from. We'll do that same timeline again because I really want to go during. Motherfucking Halloween. Okay, so then advanced control search. Departure. Oh wait, okay, no, you can mess with. So you can mess with this to like go on like different routing codes, extension codes, search the exact date for like your thing like that. But that's only if you really want to get details. So stops, you can put non-stop only, 1 stop, 2 stop. I'm gonna do up to 1 stop because 1 stop. Usually if you do 1 stop, it's a little bit cheaper. We'll do cheapest available. Sometimes I look at premium, business, and first class, but it just depends on how I feel. Okay, we're not gonna allow airport changes and only show flights with available seats. Okay, so this is one way you can do it. But they also have multi-city. So for example, if you want to go from like, you want to go from LAX to like, I don't know, HNL, which is HNL is Honolulu. Yeah, you want to go to stop in Hawaii for a bit. Okay, you want to go stop in Hawaii, and then you want to go from here to here, and you can add as much as you want. And then you can put for here like non-stop only for the first one, the extra stops, no extra stops, and then you can search it here. So it's pretty it's pretty detailed. If you really want a specific way of going about it, like if you want to go to there to there, and then you want to go Narita and search it. Let's see. $869. You stay on Hawaiian Airlines the whole time. Look at that. That's fucking great, actually. What the fuck? You have a couple hours to hang out in Hawaii. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. And of course, they have like these multiple airline ones. Yeah, that's a pretty good fucking deal. If you don't, honestly, that's a really good deal. Especially Hawaiian, because Hawaiian's a really nice airline. It's really nice. But yeah, those are your two options. Again, I'll leave a link to the specific these two specific websites, Google Flights and ITA Matrix on the description box. But yeah, otherwise, please do book directly with the websites if you can. These are just softwares to help you look for the flight itself, and then you book it on the website directly with the airline. So please, like I said, the only advice I can get to you guys is please don't book with third-party websites and don't check every day. But what do you call it? Do be open to certain flight plans and everything like that. And yeah, just keep it open. Keep it all open. And also, it's okay to book on different airlines. Like I said, can be layover direct. And I don't know if some people bring up like travel insurance as well. But you can get it if you want. Rona, weather, even war is kind of unpredictable. There's a lot of unpredictability in the world, so travel insurance can be a little bit of a cushion for you. But it just depends on you. For me, I don't personally get travel insurance, but if you're the type of person who does want to get their money back if something does go awry, yeah. You're here one airport over another, Narita versus Haneda. Which one is closer to Tokyo? So Haneda is literally, okay, let me show you guys on a Google map actually. I'll show you guys on a Google map. Set this up on a Google map real quick. So Google Maps. It'd be simpler if I show you on Google Maps. So Haneda, let me show you where it is. Okay. Doobity bop. Come on. There we go. Okay. So Haneda Airport is literally right here. Tokyo, right here. This is like literally less than maybe like 20, 30 miles, maybe. Hold on. So like we'll go from Haneda to I don't fucking know, Tokyo Station. Okay, I guess we're not gonna do that. But yeah, Haneda's like right here. And then Narita though, Narita is right here. It's a little bit way farther out. You do have to, I'll be talking a little bit more about how to get from like Narita or Haneda, but Narita will require a little bit more extra travel. You have to take like a bus or like a train or even a taxi. Haneda, they do have the local trains already connecting to Tokyo Station and everything, so you can just go on the local trains and everything. But personally for me, I prefer Narita because it's a little bit more expensive, but I personally also like Haneda because of how the airport is laid out. Like, look at this airport. Hold on, look at it. I like how it's laid out. The inside is so cool too. Hold on, let me take it to one of the terminals. Can I go into one of the terminals? Oh wow, this is very triggering. Can I go inside one of the terminals? I just want to go inside one of the terminals, please. No. Take me inside. Oh, this observation. Yeah, they have like cool lounges and observation decks compared to like Narita. I personally find it cooler to go here. But if you want cheaper, which is what usually I try to go for, you go to Narita. Is Haneda usually more expensive? But yeah, Haneda is very expensive. Baffled by the stream. I'm so baffled by it too. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm equally as baffled. But yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do with the airlines as far as I'm concerned. If you guys have any more questions, though, I will be happy to answer them towards the end of the stream as well. Okay, so your flights are booked. Your flights are booked. Congratulations, man. So happy that your flights are booked. Now, where the fuck am I going to stay? Where are you going to stay during your time in Japan? Okay, so there's a couple ways of doing this. It really, really depends on if you're traveling solo or if you're traveling with a group of friends or your family or anything like that. And it also depends on your length of stay. So, of course, the first natural option is going to be a hotel. Like, I'm talking like a Hilton hotel. So, we'll go Hilton Tokyo. Hilton Tokyo. Like, this is my favorite one to stay at. This is my #1 favorite one to stay at. This is Hilton Tokyo Odaiba, right outside, right in Odaiba. You get to go across the Rainbow Bridge and everything. It's great for if you're either solo traveling or you're in a group with friends or your family. They're definitely a little more expensive, but if you're with a group, it's gonna be pretty cheap. If you have loyalty with Hilton, they're definitely gonna give you a whole bunch of perks that's gonna make it worth the price, and everything like that. So if you can afford like the hotel stay for like the week or two that you're there, or you're with a group of friends and you all can split the bill, you know, it can be good. It can be good. But what I prefer, because I have a feeling that a lot of you could be traveling by yourselves. So for me, I recommend to you guys, and we talked about this yesterday during the stream actually, I recommend the business hotels, also known, also with my favorite hotel brand, Appa Hotels. Oh, that is tiny. Or tiny. Open. So this is Appa Hotels. They're also known as business hotels because business hotels are usually for like long-term business trips as well. And they're really, really cheap actually. Like I've gone Appa Hotels for like $30-50 a night. Most I pay was like $100 a night here. It never really goes above $100, and if it does, that just means it's a really, really busy time of year, and you should just pay the price. It'll be way cheaper than staying at a regular hotel. And this is what the rooms look like if you want a frame of reference. You're gonna get standard one, something like this. Yeah, you're gonna get something standard like this. So all it comes with is a desk, you get the TV, you get your bed, you get a window, you have a little mini fridge right here, you have your own private shower as well. Let me see if we can show you the showers. Let me see a picture of the showers, please. Let me see, can I find a picture of the showers? I do have more premium options in there as well, as you can see. Like, they have the twin bed with the couch and everything. But that definitely depends. It definitely depends on, like, where you are. But this is the best option for you. This is not a love hotel. It's a business hotel. Love hotels and business hotels are very, very different. Love hotels are by the hour. Business hotels are by the day. But that's actually something I do want to bring up, though. Please, guys, for the love of fucking God, I don't care what wacky Japanese YouTuber says to you. Avoid capsule hotels. Avoid the love hotels. They're not meant for long-term stay, and you can get in trouble for staying there long-term. And no, seriously, these are just business hotels. Like, literally, anything that goes on here is literally just business. I mean, of course, like, not everything, but most of the people that stay here, they're coming in from, like, across the country, and then they stay here to do like meetings or whatever, and then they go home. And the great thing about Appa Hotels as well is that they're actually near they're all of them are mostly near like a major train station, which we'll talk about train stations later. But yes, please avoid the castle hotels and the love hotels. So they're not meant for long-term stay groups and they're not big luggage friendly. Similar to hostels, they're all shared common spaces with little to no privacy. Hotels are just love hotels are not meant for long-term stay. They're fun to stay at for like one night for the experience and everything, but that's fucking cringe in my opinion. Don't do that. That's really fucking cringe. Just stay at a business hotel or a regular hotel. It may be cheaper, but it comes at such a big cost of your privacy. I've heard stuff have gotten stolen from capsule hotels. And it's just not a comfortable experience. You may think, oh, it's cheaper, I can survive all this. No, you're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to. What if you're a couple that just wants the experience? I mean, if you just want the experience, it's fine, but it's kind of cringe at the same time. Because I kind of don't like it when people are like, oh my god, like love hotels are so scandalous and everything. Like that's cringe to me. It's very cringe. Only Japan to make me liking to sleep in a small compact cell-like place, some sort of attraction. See, I just don't get that sort of thing about like Japan tourism. It's like, that's kind of cringe. It's kind of cringe. To me, at least. Oh, damn it, I lost my notes. Oh, I grab my notes again. But yeah, just avoid the capsule hotels, the love hotels. Like, they're not as big, wacky, and fancy and nice as like a lot of YouTubers make them out to be. They're really cramped spaces. They're not meant for like long-term stay. There's no privacy in most of these. Some of these are very stinky and jank as well. Some of them are very sketchy too. Like, if you don't want to get like robbed or get in with the wrong people, avoid the Castle hotels and the Love hotels. And then finally, Airbnb sucks. Don't use Airbnb either. I mean, personally, I wouldn't use it. But there are cheap places to stay. The only downside to using like Airbnb is that you will get deep into like suburbs and neighborhoods, and they're never near a station. You have to do a lot of walking, and some neighborhoods may be sketchy. Like one time when I went to Osaka, I booked a Airbnb, and it was right above a Yakuza-owned Enga cafe, and I didn't know what to do, so I just left. I was scared. But yeah, no, Airbnb, it's not, again, Airbnb is one of those dying things anyways. It's not really as good as it used to be. So I would not go with Airbnb. So again, the two I really, really recommend are the regular hotels like Hilton hotels or business hotels like Appa. I highly recommend out of those two options, a Appa hotel. Again, they're all near major train stations. They're all pretty accessible. And they're small. It's just what you need. You need a big personal-sized bed with a mirror, TV. You get phone access. All the staff here at these hotels pretty much speak English. I have yet to run into anyone who doesn't speak English in the Appa Hotel. And sometimes you get like good views like this. Like, that looks fucking lit. Want to be out of the suburbs and experience non-touristy places. So that's the thing about that, is that it's kind of hard because you will need to learn a lot of the language, because the farther you go from like the touristy Tokyo parts, you're going to struggle a lot with language. So that'll be something I'll bring up later. Okay, so let's say you booked your hotel, you booked your flight. Now what do you do? Now what? I'll go back here. So there's some things that you could do before your trip, and these are things that just personally I do whenever I know I'm gonna go to Japan or anything. So the first thing I start doing right away is I start walking regularly. It could be around your neighborhood, it could be going hiking or anything like that, but you need to get used to walking a lot. Just start getting used to walking, because Japan is a very walkable city. And a lot of people over there are either prefer it, or it's even such a faster method of travel versus like taking the train or anything like that. So be prepared to walk a lot. I'll bring up language here in a bit, guys. I'm just getting this stuff out of the way so that we get to the bigger topic. So yes, because you need to build that endurance. There is a fun little challenge I always wanted to try is you walk the whole Yamanote line. So in Japan, you know how they have the train systems and everything, local trains. The Yamanote Green Line goes in one big circle around the city and hits every single major part of Tokyo. You can walk that whole thing. There's like a whole marathon event dedicated to walking the Yamanote line. I've always wanted to try it, but that requires a whole bunch of endurance. That's like a lot of miles. But anyways, yeah, just get ready to walk a lot, start exercising and everything. Get used to it. Get your legs ready. If you don't have like access to like a walkable place, do go to the gym and at least like do like on the treadmill, or do like biking on like one of those stationary bikes or anything like that. I have the stationary bike. I use my stationary bike every day. Okay. Second thing you want to do is keep up with any entry requirements. The government, like I said earlier, the government can change them at any time. Literally overnight, shit can change. So do keep up with it. There's a lot of places like the newsletter sign-ups that they have here for Japan travel. They have advisory information. You have these websites here that you can keep updated. They constantly update them with new information all the time. So please do take the time to check them out at least like every week. So you know what to do and what not to do when you get there. Okay, next thing, if you intend on doing a lot of shopping, do begin budgeting like right away. Yeah, for things outside your basic hotel, food, etc. Japan is pretty. I think it's a pretty cheap country to be in, for me at least. Falconite, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stage. Happy to have you here. Yay! So yes, please be sure to budget. It will literally just save your life. If it's things, as long if you're budgeting for things outside of like basic hotel food stuff, do it. Just do it. And then cheap as long as you don't like pizza. As long as you don't like pizza or the fruit. Fruit is really expensive in Japan. That's the only thing, because I love fruit, but I get cravings over there for fruit sometimes, and I have to remind myself I can't get fruit over there. It's like 40-50 bucks. And then after you do that, you can apply for things like TSA pre-check or clear if you want an easy start to your journey. For those who don't know what pre-check or clear is, it's basically just a program that airports have, so you can get through TSA or the TSA lines a lot quicker. You don't have to take off your shoes or take electronics out of your bag if you do TSA pre-check or clear. For TSA pre-check, I'll go ahead and take you out to the website. All you gotta do is complete a form online. You gotta schedule an interview. You'll probably have to go to like a random Staples or something and complete your interview. And then you get your TSA known travel number. And then you just apply it to like all your airline tickets, and then you get there and you get in there for like pretty much. You get through TSA for a pretty good price. The pricing for this is the processing fee is at $149.95, so it's a one-off payment. That's the only time you're gonna play it, and then it's valid for 5 years once you pay an extra $100. And then they have other programs as well, but it just depends on what you need. And then there's also Clear. I recently signed up for Clear while I went to a convention, actually. So if you go to the airport, I recommend if you want to do Clear, it's pretty much one of those like bio scan services. They scan your eye, they scan your finger, and then you're pretty much good to go. But I signed up at the airport. Like, this dude was just like, hey, anyone want to sign up for Clear? It's free with your Mileage Plus, your United Mileage Plus account. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, oh, do you also have like a American Express credit card? I'm like, yeah. Oh, it's also free on there. Put it in. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Yeah, I got it for free. It's good for the whole year. So you can get it for free 2 ways as long as you sign it up at the airport and they're offering it that day. But this is a little more expensive, but there is less of a wait time and the Clear lines and all that. I'll be leaving links to that in the description as well. So yes, you can apply for that. It just makes going through TSA and going back through the country a little bit easier. But it's not really required. It's just something that I personally have because I'm prissy like that. Next, you want to research national and local laws. Similar to the United States, there are local and national laws that are different between each prefecture, each city, and some that are not recognized because of federal laws and everything like that. Yeah. The police in Japan are very, very scary. I mean, like, they're kind of scary, but they're also not kind of scary, if that makes sense. It really, really depends. I've heard horror stories of foreigners who get prosecuted for things that they have not done, but then like they have done it, but they really didn't do it, and then like they're kind of interrogated into confessing, and there's no laws to protect against like forced confessions in Japan. So you will probably be, if you get caught in Japan by the police and you get you get interrogated to like try to confess something, literally you will not be able to leave until you confess to it. And then they prosecute you, and then you end up in like Japanese prison. It's so high. There's a reason why it's high, is because a lot of the police force confessions out of people. Even if they're innocent, they force confessions out of people. That's the reason why it's so high over there. Is because they just want to find the source of the problem and then get rid of it, even if that's not the problem. So, yeah, it is 90 plus. It's a 90 plus conviction rate. And if you're a foreigner, you're even more fucked. You're severely fucked. The U.S. Embassy they'll probably try to help you, but they're not going to be able to do much. So, yeah, just research about laws and everything. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure open containers are something you cannot do in Tokyo. So no open alcohol out in the streets or anything like that. It's best not to talk without a lawyer, though. Oh no, you don't get a lawyer. You don't get a lawyer in Japan. And if you get a public lawyer, they're gonna be on the side. They're not gonna be on your side. You're pretty much fucked. So don't do anything bad. Just look. If you're really curious, if you really want to be safe, just look up the local and federal laws in Japan, and please stay safe. If you need to talk to a policeman, most of the time they're actually really nice. It's just when they catch you committing a crime or, you know, getting into fights or whatever, it's not gonna end well for you. It really won't end well. Alrighty, so aside from that though, before anything else as well, please do download any airline apps. You can pre-download some certain Google Maps. You can download the whole Google map of Tokyo. You can download Google Translate, any apps that you think might be helpful. There are a couple of helpful apps for Japan that do make it a little bit easier to navigate the trains. I totally forgot the name of it. I could not grab the name of it before I started stream today, so I'm gonna look that up and then I'll update you guys on my Discord to for you guys to see that specific app. But yeah, do download any apps and pre-download anything that you think might be helpful for you to survive over there. So speaking of Google Translate and languages, do you really need to know Japanese? Do you really need to know Japanese in order to, you know, go to Japan or anything like that? I'm saying yes and no. There's no right or wrong answer, but yes and no. And let me tell you why. I mentioned this earlier, but Tokyo is very English friendly. There's lots of signs, menus, etc. that are in English. We saw yesterday how like the whole subway station had a lot of English signing for different things and everything. And also Japan is also just a very anti-social type of country as well. Not in a bad way, but more in a, if you don't like talking to people, you're gonna be pretty much you're gonna be pretty golden, honestly. Like a lot of the food service over there, like they'll be pretty understanding, or like you just press a button and you just fucking order. Like that's literally it. However, if you do leave the Tokyo area, you will need to learn at least like basic language skills and learn how to like have like basic conversation. The only difficult part you may have with it is understanding people, because there are different dialects of Japanese. For example, you have Kansai Ben, which is the dialect I think for Osaka, but like the Osaka region and everything. So things may sound weird, things may sound a little bit weird depending on like the part of the country you're in, but if you just learn the basic shit like conversation, how to order, how to ask for directions or anything like that, yeah, that's the only part. But if you stay in Tokyo, it's pretty friendly, English friendly. I don't know how it is nowadays though, especially with not that many foreigners coming in the past 2 years. I don't know if that's going to be the same when we go back, but I would be happy to update that whenever I do go and everything. Osaka, Kyoto are fine for English. Oh yeah, actually no, when I went to Osaka, it was not English friendly. I didn't have a good time. Well, I had like a good time in Osaka, but I didn't have a good time trying to like communicate with people over there. Everyone, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like the southern accent, if that makes sense. It's literally the Japanese southern accent, or southern dialect of Japan. But Kyoto is pretty English friendly as well. There are English, Hiroshima is another English friendly place, and Osaka, as well as, oh god, what's the, Okinawa. So yeah, Okinawa is another English place. Hokkaido actually not really. Hokkaido's not really English friendly. There's a little bit here and there. The stations have everything in English, but if you wanna go anywhere else, like in Hokkaido, like not really. Maybe like the major resorts that have the skiing and everything, they do get a lot of Russians that will come there. It's very Russian friendly. There's a lot of Russians, lots of Russian language, but English is, you see a little more Russian in English, if that makes sense. So yeah, TLDR, it's really helpful to learn the language, and I recommend that you still take the time to learn the language, but you can easily skirt by if you get stuck in some places or anything like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. Just keep all that in mind. Also, prepare to hear a lot of Nihongo Jouzu desu ne. A lot of Japanese people will tell you your Japanese is very good. It's actually not good. It's probably very cringe to them. They're just trying to be nice. They're really just trying to be nice. So accept the niceness. Just accept it. Just accept it. It's fine. Just accept it. Your Nihongo may not really be Jozu, but hell, you're fucking trying. You're fucking trying at the end of the day, okay? Okay? Okay. Anyways. Okay, so you prepared. You did your blocking. You downloaded the apps. You applied for TSA pre-check. You kept up with the government. You did all your budgeting. You learned a little bit of the language enough to get by and everything. Now it's time to actually go, you motherfuckers. That's right. It is now time to actually go to Nippon land. It's time. Is it nicest or sarcasm? It's like a combination of both nicest and sarcasm. Alright. So, yeah, you did everything. Now, it's time to pack, though. It's Japan to bless your heart. Yeah, it's pretty much that. That's actually a good way to describe it. It's like the bless your heart equivalent. But yeah, now it's time to actually pack for your trip to Japan. Because, like, your trip is in a couple of days. Oh my goodness! It's happening, bros! It's happening! Oh my god, it's happening! You're so excited! You can't wait to go! Yeah! Alrighty. So... Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to look at my notes. So what should you bring to Japan? You should definitely bring a passport. I should actually put this in the section above us, but I don't know if you guys know, you need a fucking passport to leave the fucking United States. Shit, I should have put that in the, do you ever get stared at as a foreigner? Yes, you will get, if you don't look Japanese, you will get stared at. Don't worry, Alex! But yeah, you will get stared at. The browner and tanner you are, the more stares you will get. You will get pictures taken of you. You will get looked at weirdly. Some people will actually discriminate and be xenophobic against you as well. It is very, very common. Get used to it. If you can't stand that sort of thing, I don't want to say don't go to Japan, but you know, you gotta mentally prepare yourself because there's still a lot of fucked up xenophobia that's happening there. Anyways, I think people need passports for Mexico at this point. I mean, I think the United States wants to eventually make everyone get a passport, even when they're traveling in the United States. So, you know. But yes, a point that should have been above us as well is you will need a passport. If you should really apply for one ASAP. So like the moment you book your flight or whatever, or even before you book, you should just have one period already. Just book the application for it ASAP. So if you wanna do, hold on, United States passport. So all you gotta do is go to travel.state.gov, and then go to their let's see, you need a passport. You can do apply in person, children under 16, check my application status and everything like that. If you already have one, but you need to renew it, please do take the time to renew it. If you want a form, you can download it virtually. You can calculate the cost and everything. You can do a rush delivery if you really need it. I think I got mine rushed last time just to be safe, but yeah. And then you can submit your photos on here as well. It's a pretty good website. It's a pretty good website. So yeah, that's travel.safe.gov, and you just go to the U.S. passport section. And also, this is just a very good website to go to if you want to see what's good to going outside the United States as well. So you can go to international travel section and COVID-19 country information before you go. It tells you lots of good information here. I know it's so memey to like go on government websites and everything, but this is honestly a really good resource. Please do take advantage of it, even if it's a big meme. Passports usually take like 1 to 3 months processing and delivery, so do expect that. Especially if your flight is not from like a year from now, you could probably book it and do like the regular delivery time. But again, if you're like leaving, I don't know, like next month, you're gonna want that rush delivery. Just get the rush delivery. It'll be worth it. Alrighty, so next, you want to think about what the heck are you gonna pack clothing-wise. So I broke this down based on seasons, actually. So we're gonna start from spring and then go all the way to winter. So for spring, you're pretty much gonna want to bring in like light jackets, mixture of long and short sleeve tops, jeans, pants, skirts. Good walking shoes, waterproof jacket, because it's gonna be raining season around this time. Lots of sudden showers are gonna happen, so do keep that in mind. For the summer, breathable clothing. I really don't recommend going in the summer because it fucking sucks. But if you do end up going in the summer, if you really want to go to something in the summer, breathable clothing, light dresses, pants, tops, skirts, anything like that. Walking shoes, of course. Only time of the year where shorts are kind of acceptable because, fun fact, tank tops, flip-flops, if you show a lot of skin, you will get a lot of weird looks. Doesn't matter if you're Japanese or not. Japan's not really one to show skin. So when they see someone showing a lot of skin or anything like that, they kind of go like, whoa, buddy, that's a little inappropriate. They won't say it outright to you, but you will get a lot of like weird stares if you show a lot of skin. So do keep that in mind. There's a reason why you see like lots of little old ladies with like long sleeves in the summer is because that keeps them cool as well. Fun fact. If you're used to 90 to 100 degree weather in Japanese, yeah, if you're used to 90 to 100 degrees weather, you'll be fine. But I personally can't handle that, so I just tend to avoid the summer. So fall is pretty much the same as spring, to be honest, just minus the waterproof jacket, if anything. Because not actually no, you may still want to bring it if it's typhoon season, but even then, like that's really gonna depend on like stuff. It's very humid over there, very, very humid. In the wintertime, it's going to depend on the area. If you're more in the southern regions or the western regions, you can probably just stay in normal winter clothes like you usually wear. But if you want to go the more up north that you go, like towards Hokkaido, you're going to want to pretend you're going to Colorado during the snowstorm. It gets really, really cold in Hokkaido. I went to Hokkaido at the peak of wintertime, actually, and I did not dress properly for it. I had to put myself in multiple layers of my clothes so I could not be cold, but it was still fun because it was snowing and everything. That was the first time I saw snow like in my whole life, and it was really fun. But again, you're gonna want to dress appropriate if you go up north during the winter time. Do bundle up. It does get cold. There are blizzards there, and everything like that. So do prepare for it. And then of course, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. Don't wear tank tops, flip flops, things that show a lot of skin. You look very weird. You will get weird stares. Again, Japan's not a country to show a lot of skin, so don't do it. Don't do it. You haven't seen snow for that? No, I've never seen snow in my life up until 2016. I used to live in like southern South Texas, like San Antonio, Austin area. So we never got snow there growing up. But then I went to Japan. I went to Hokkaido and I saw my first ever snow. You can show legs. Yeah. I got weird looks for showing my legs though. Probably because like they're stumpy and big, but maybe that's why. But yeah, they're not really want to show skin there. I just avoid, especially if it's like your chest or like your top area. I just avoid it. Okay, so toiletries, medications, etc, etc, etc. So convenience stores and hotels will provide things like basic toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, conditioner, etc. But one thing that a lot of people don't actually think about, or something that just doesn't come to mind, I guess, is deodorant. Bring your own deodorant, especially in the summer, because for some fucking reason, Japanese people are magical. They don't smell when they sweat at all. They don't smell. If you forget your deodorant, it will be the hardest thing to find on your trip. Like, you think you would probably have to go to a military base to go find deodorant. That is, so just bring deodorant. Bring like a couple of deodorants with you. No, yeah, okay, so the JP girl smell does not exist. I'm sorry to break it to you, it does not exist. If they're half-us, maybe it will. But yeah, it probably has to do with a combination of what they eat, and I think also genetics as well, because I heard they also don't sweat as much either. But I don't know. I'm not Japanese. Don't quote me on that. But I know that they don't smell, and a lot of them don't wear deodorant. Get out of here. I thought I banned you. No! user in timeout. Copy. God damn it, this is why I need mods. I don't even know how to mod on here. God damn it. Settings. Channel. Okay, fuck it. Smelly foreigners. Wow, is the cons actually Maru stuff now? I hope so. I mean, I hope so. I hope so. Alright. Anyways. Okay, back to what we were doing. Back to what we were doing here. Sorry, I got distracted with that. So yes, TLDR, bring deodorant. Please. Especially if you're a smelly foreigner, please bring it. They don't have any there. You'll probably have to go onto a military base to get some. I've done it before. I would do it again, but it's a bit to do. If you're traveling with any medications, please double check if they are legal to bring into the country. For example, my heart medication and I think my EpiPen are illegal in Japan. I was in Japan once during the summer and ran out of deodorant, couldn't find it anywhere, so I did the next best thing and add layers to keep the funk inside. Oh, that's nasty! Yes, there's a lot of medication that is illegal in Japan, but is legal here in the United States. The best advice I can get to you guys if you do take medications and it's not legal over there, do get an official doctor's note from your doctor with their contact information. So in case like they pull it out of your bag, you're like, what the fuck is this? You just give them the doctor's note. They contact the doctor, and then they're like, okay, you're good. I had that happen to me once at the airport. I gave them the doctor's note, and they're like, oh, okay, here, okay. So yes, can't bring my Addies in person. Aussies and medicinal weeds. That's actually something I put in the don't bring, because a lot of people actually don't know there's a lot of illegal substances in Japan that you cannot bring. So please, for the love of God, do not bring them, or else you will have to deal with the police. You will be forced to confess, and you spend the rest of your life in Japanese prison, which you do not want. They are very serious about that. Our military is a good place to visit when traveling. Only if you have proper clearances to visit them, or you know someone that's inside that can get you inside. Otherwise, don't go to military bases. They are not places for what do you call it? Like tourists. They're not tourist places. They're actual places of business where the government does things. So do not attempt to go visit them unless they say that tourists are allowed. Most of them do not allow tourists. It's only if you know either someone in there that is happy to bring you inside. You just have to go through some questioning, or you are traveling with someone, or you are in the military yourself. You do get access to some of the bases in Tokyo. I think you get access to. Oh God, what are the two Air Force? Hold on. Japanese Air Force. Hold on. What are the two bases? United States Air Force base in Japan. What's the one? U.S. military bases in Japan. Hold on, I'm gonna look these up. There's a couple near Tokyo. Yokosuka. Yokosuka is one. That's one of the Navy bases. And then you got. Oh God, what's the other one? There's like an Air Force base. There's an Air Force base. What's the other one? Oh, Yokosuka and Yokota. Yeah, it lets you in with military ID normally. Yeah. Okay, thank you, mod. Thank you. I have to change my mod on fucking Twitch. Shit. But yeah, Yokosuka and Yokota will let you in with the military ID. I went into, I think, both. No, I went to Yokosuka once because I wanted to go. I had a friend that was in the military. That was traveling around the same time, and I told him like, hey, can you help me get into Yokosuka? I want to go drop off shit to ship back to the States because I didn't have any room in my luggage. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll just meet up at the station and we'll go. And literally all I had to do, if you don't have a military ID, you just go into like one of their guest offices, just do like a little bit of an interview, show them your documents and your passport, and then you're pretty much good to go on there. But you need someone who does have a military ID to go with you, or if you know someone inside. So just keep that in mind. Okay. And then, yeah, so speaking of medications though and everything like that, if you do have a disability, allergy, I really recommend getting either a medical bracelet or necklace, or learn how to explain your disability or allergy in Japanese, because the thing about food in Japan, especially when you're ordering food, there's no such thing as customizing your food. It's either it comes as it is, or you just pick shit out. But from what I understand, they are pretty accommodating of allergies as long as you let them know and explain that you have the allergy. So learning how to say like, oh, I have a peanut allergy, for example, will help a lot, and they will be understanding of it. Although peanut allergy and allergies in general are not really a thing that's common over there as well. So you may get a little bit of a about it, but that's where that explanation, learning how to say it in Japanese, really does come in handy, so they can understand it a little bit better and be a little more accommodating as well. And especially if you go to if you go to a hospital, by the way, I've never been to the hospital in Japan, but I've heard this from secondhand accounts. If you end up going to the hospital, don't worry, it's so cheaper. Literally, do not worry. What do you call it? Yeah, don't worry, it's cheaper, but they do have English staff at most hospitals, from what I understand. Or they will have at least a translator that will help you. So if you ever get in a situation where you actually need to go to the emergency room, or you get transferred to like a hospital in Japan, just ask for a translator. Or someone's bound to understand you, especially if it's in Tokyo. And then, as far as that goes, you won't need any special vaccines to enter Japan. I feel like someone's gonna bring that up, so I'm just gonna say it now. That's usually for third world countries like Peru or anything like that. Like I had to get a typhoid vaccine for Peru, but I didn't need to get anything when going to Japan. So, alrighty. And then finally, don't forget a converter for your electronics. Don't forget that. It's depending on the sockets and everything. They're not all plugs in Japan are going to be for your devices, so just look up what converters you need and you'll be good to go. Like I said, don't bring marijuana, drugs, or any of that illegal shit. You will get put into jail in Japan the minute you fucking land. Just don't do it. It may be legal here in the States, but it may not be legal over there. And I don't think they have any exemptions for recreational or medical. So do keep that in mind as well. I'm not too sure about that because I personally don't mess with that, and I don't have a reason to. So, yeah. Oh man, I missed a lot of messages. I'm so sorry, guys. How comfy are Japanese jails? I heard they're not that comfy, actually. I think most countries would not like marijuana. Yeah, most countries would not. We're like one of the few accepting countries that would like marijuana. Japan is nowhere near where they want to. Purchasing a microgram is very... Yeah, no, any amount, period, is very fucking illegal. If they smell it on you, like if you have clothes that specifically smell like marijuana, you're gonna get questioned at the airport. You're gonna get very much questioned and probably get your ass beaten, if anything. Okay. So yeah, carry-on bag. I really recommend you guys have a carry-on and your personal satchel, purse, or anything like that. So for your carry-on, please do carry all your valuables, medications, extra change of clothes just in case you have a delay anywhere or you get stuck somewhere. You have that change of clothes because you won't see in luggage for the next 14 to 20 plus hours. So yeah, bring like an extra pair of like underwear, extra outfit, extra socks, everything. Just bring extra outfit for your carry-on. I've done that before and it saved my ass. And then of course, if you have a purse, pack things you only immediately need. Pack it light because you're probably carrying it everywhere in Japan as well. Other than that, that's all really I could think of, like off the top of my head. So edibles before getting on the flight. If they smell it on your breath though, you may still get questioned. So I would just avoid it for like 24 hours before your flight. I know like a lot of people really do like their marijuana and everything, and it would be hard, but yeah, it's just best to avoid it like 24 48 hours before your flight. It's not worth the risk of getting jailed in Japan on suspicion and then you're forced into a confession, and then it just won't end up good, you know. Okay, shit, it's time to head to Japan, guys. You literally did everything above that I said. Alrighty, so just go to the fucking airport. That's literally it. So simple. Typically, airlines will ask you to arrive 4 hours before the international. However, depending on the time of year and other circumstances, you may want to arrive 5 to 6 hours early. I personally arrive 5 to 6 hours early because I'm fucking afraid of missing my flight. Do y'all have like flight anxiety, or like fly like you're being late and you get anxiety? I need a phone SIM card. Oh, that's something actually I will be bringing up in my extras point, so I will bring it up actually very, very soon. You may receive additional screening for international travel, just depending. I don't know how it is going to be now. I'm assuming it's going to be just like how it was before, but do go with the expectation that you may get a little screened a little bit more than domestic travel, of course. If you had the TSA pre-checker clear that you signed up for before, go for it. Go use that shit. Use it. You paid good money for it. Fucking use it. If you have a layover anywhere, or if you have a lot of time, take advantage. Eat, shower. Any of the airline lounges. Most airlines will allow you into their premium lounges with just an international ticket alone. And of course, that is if you have time. Don't go into a lounge if you have like 30 minutes between a flight. Don't do it. I literally don't do it. If you're going direct, just have shit ready to do and watch. It's gonna be a long flight. Most flights from Japan are 14 to 17 hours depending on circumstances. So, oh shit, that scared me. Ooh.
Johnny GTO sacrificed $20
Whoa,
for my wallet.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm late. North New Jersey has not been a bummer to travel
Oh,
in.
fuck New Jersey. I feel you, bro. I was, I think I told you guys I was in New Jersey for, or I drove through New Jersey for an anime convention. Y'all, the fucking traffic there is fucking scary. I don't know how people who live there do it. I really envy you guys, but I'm so glad you're safe at least, Johnny. Thank you so much for the Sunny Donut. Thank you. That's a yellow super? I think that's a yellow super. I don't know. Let's see how you sign. Not just so you have to have a lease status. Okay, because I thought I read somewhere for like it depends on the airline. Like some of them are let you know with just the international ticket, but I guess it probably depends. You would probably have to check. But there are different services as well at different airports, where you get like like those little rent a boxes, the rent a cuck box, where you just sit there and then you do like your work on the computer, on like in a box or whatever. Planning your sleep schedule a day or so in advance to try to be asleep as much as possible on the plane. Oh, that's something I didn't bring up. Man, that's a good point. Thank you, Ivan. Hot tip. Don't sleep. Literally, do not sleep. I'm gonna tell you the opposite. Do not sleep. Cause actually, it depends. It depends on when you arrive. So if you go in the morning, like you take off from the morning, in your part of the world, I think, at least like from LAX, I think you just have to stay up the whole trip, and then you can fall asleep like once you get there. I think ? I forgot how it works, but look at what time you're gonna be arriving, and then based on that time, you're gonna either decide if you're gonna sleep or not. If you arrive in the morning, try to sleep as much. If you arrive in the morning in Japan, try to sleep as much as you can. But if you're arriving late at night in Japan, literally do not sleep the whole flight. Sleep when you get there. So just match your sleep schedule to Japan. It may be hard, but if you have a job and you're like literally leaving when you get off, leave at noon, sleep whenever you feel sleepy when you're awake at 4 p.m. over there. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. I was tired at the airport, but slept on the plane. I was able to adjust time release. Yeah, so minimize the jet lag. Exactly. I didn't even think about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Shit. I didn't think about sleep schedule or anything. I just kind of wing it when I go over there. I kind of wing it. But yeah, do take your sleep schedule into account. Try to do any adjusting that you can, but if it's not possible because of your work or anything, try to do adjustments while you're on the way over there. And if you arrive in the morning over there, literally sleep as much as you can before arriving. If you arrive in the evening, sleep as much as you can after you get there. And then you can wake up the next day and kind of go ham. Don't be like me, where I stayed up 24 fucking hours and then I went straight to an arcade and a maid cafe the moment I got there. I was dying. I was literally dying in front of this maid, and she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, sis. I'm good." Can I just have my puppy pancakes? Thanks. Oh, that poor maid. Anyways, okay, yeah. So, yes, okay, so I went there. So, yay! You did it! You go on your plane, you get there, and you arrive to Japan! Anime land, let's go! Yeah! Hello, Hidenin. How you guys doing? How's everyone doing today, by the way? I hope everyone's having a good time. I'm so sorry. I'm going really, really autistic. But yeah, you arrived there. You arrived there. Congratulations. Like, there's not much to the fly. You just kind of sit back, relax, eat a sleep, stay up. I don't fucking care. But you get there finally. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. Here's a hot tip for you guys. If you land at Narita, run. Well, don't really run, but fast walk your way to immigration. Because that line is gonna be a bitch. It's gonna be a bitch and a half. If you're in the back of the plane, you're pretty much fucked. You're pretty much fucked. But if you are in the midsection to the front of the plane, start walking. Start walking fast. It's just to get through immigration a little bit faster, personally for me. Yeah, you do a light jog. Do a little bit of a little fast walk sprint. Just do it. Trust me. You're just gonna get through it faster. Yeah, going through immigration, it may be different depending on the last time. So last time I went, it was pretty simple. You just run, you show them your passport. They ask you a couple questions they need to, and they stamp your passport, and then you're pretty much good to go. You go pick up your bags. They scan the bags through the X-ray, and then you're in Japan. It may be different due to all of the Rona stuff and everything. I'm not too sure how it is now, but I think it would be the same, except you just add a couple extra steps with Rona. But I don't know. There are signs there. In like 99.9% of the time, there will be signs in English pointing out where you need to go, what you need to bring out, what you need to present, and everything. So just follow the signs when you get there, and you will be fine. So, I don't know how it is now, but just follow the signs. The signs have always helped me. Okay, so let's say you get through immigration. Everything's good. You didn't get detained by any police. Congratulations. You made it into Japan finally. If you're going from Narita or Haneda, actually, you can actually go for both. So if you're going from one of the airports, one of the major airports, which is Narita or Haneda, how the fuck are you gonna get to Tokyo? So there's a couple options for you, actually. These are really, really good options. There's so many good options out there. So my favorite option is the bus. There is going to be a nice little desk where you can go to, and you can buy a ticket to go on the bus. And most of these buses will either take you directly to your hotel. If it's a Hilton hotel, they do have direct ones, like for Hilton Tokyo and Hilton Tokyo Odaiba, they do have direct ones. But if you want to go to a certain station, because let's say you have an Appa hotel, they don't stop at Appa hotels, unfortunately. There are certain buses that take you straight to like Tokyo Station or Shinjuku Station or Shinagawa Station. It just depends. So you just go up to the lady and be like, I want a bus ticket to Tokyo Station. Okay, $30. Thanks. It's like around $20-$30 if you go on the bus. But it's very comfy. It's a very comfy ride, actually. If you go from Narita to Tokyo, you get to see a little bit of the countryside as well. So that is that. Oh, the JR Pass. You can pick that up at the airport, or you can go to Tokyo Station, actually. So yeah, how's public transport? I'm actually gonna bring that up here in a bit. Both the JR Pass and public transport, because you can do both. Technically at the airport, but you can also go to Tokyo Station and get it done there as well. And I got it done at Tokyo Station. I kind of prefer it at Tokyo Station, but that's just me. I'll explain that here in a bit. But the other option is the train, which, depending on how you feel, if you're feeling a little bit grouchy, if you don't want to be around people and packed and everything, and not having to deal with, dragging your luggage everywhere, if you don't mind any of that, the train is the way to go. It is significantly cheaper. I think it's like $5-10. But again, a lot of people use it, so it's gonna be tight. So it just depends on how you're feeling. If you're feeling really grouchy, tired, you're very claustrophobic, I wouldn't recommend a train. And then finally, for the most luxurious experience in the whole wide world, taxis. It's gonna be like probably $50 to $75-$100 if you want to do a taxi from Narita to Tokyo. But that is an option. That is an option for you. And pretty much all this same goes for Haneda as well. Although I recommend for Haneda you take the train. The train is just so much similar. Not $7,500, no, 75 to $100, like somewhere around like $50 to $100. It's gonna depend. It's gonna really, really depend. This is in dollars. It's in dollars. It's in dollars. I'm not talking yen. I want to talk in conversion rates because it's just easier for me to say that because then you're gonna have to go like research the conversion and everything. It's because right now the yen, the dollar is stronger than the yen. The yen is at 140 to 1 to US dollars. So my conversions would not be accurate right now if I were to say it in yen. So, and then a lot of y'all are probably gonna be wondering, can I just take an Uber? Can I just take a Lyft? Lyft and Uber are actually not things that exist over there. The only Uber thing that is really popular for people to use is Uber Eats. So you can actually, I think, still use Uber over there, but the preferred like car transportation like that is what do you call it? Is taxis. Like people still prefer taxis over there. And honestly, the taxi system is one of the best taxi systems in the whole world. It's in the whole world. You will not need Uber. You will not need Lyft. You can just call a taxi and have a way better experience than you ever have in an Uber or a Lyft or whatever. I love the taxis over there. Taxi places catch Uber and well, I think it's also a culture thing. It's a culture thing more than, you know, taxis actually, you know, battling with Uber and Lyft. Just people prefer taxis over there. And also compared to the United States, a lot of taxi drivers are just so nice. They keep their cars clean and very in pristine condition. They're always like they're keeping up with their car and everything. So it's more of a cultural thing more than the taxis beat out Uber and Lyft. It's just like they exist over there, but it's not a preferred service like it is over here. Yeah, they wear gloves, they wear like suits and everything. It's just they're so cute. I love them. And also, one hot tip I guess I can give right now. No tipping. Tipping does not exist over there in Japan, so you do not have to tip anyone. Even your bus boys, your taxi drivers, anything like that, no tip. No tip. They are paid a fair wage. So keep that in mind as well. Alright, after that you can pretty much enjoy Tokyo. Enjoy Tokyo, guys. I showed you all my favorite places yesterday, so I don't need to go over that. But I do have some extra tips I do want to give you guys before we get onto like the Q&A portion or anything like that. So a lot of the people that y'all were a lot of things that y'all were pointing out in questions earlier, I'm gonna bring up probably now. So listen closely. So depending on the places you might, depending on certain places, for example, Joypolis. I showed y'all Joypolis yesterday. You can get discounts if you show your passport. So for example, if you want to go to like I said, Joypolis, it's one of the indoor Sega arcades, arcade amusement parks that they have in Odaiba. Just show your passport and you get a discount on your ticket. Same thing I think with Fuji-Q, which is another amusement park, and I think also same with Disney and Universal Studios, although I'm not too sure they took that away because of Rona and everything. I'm not sure, but if you do see that they offer passport discounts, do take advantage of it. It's okay if you take advantage of it. And speed of passport, if I swear to God, if you guys ever need this, I hope you guys would not need this information, but just in case, the U.S. Embassy is located in Roppongi. If you lose your passport, you will need to schedule an appointment for an emergency passport. Bring as many documents as you can to prove that you are a U.S. citizen, whether it be a social security, state ID, driver's license, as many forms of ID as you can have. Hot tip for you, if you have a Mega account, try to upload some of your documents. Scan all documents you can that proves that you are a U.S. citizen into your Mega, so that way, in case God forbid you lose your passport, you at least have those documents ready. You can go print them at the fucking hotel, go to your appointment, and then they'll give you the emergency passport. And the emergency passport is good for I think 6 months, and then when you get back to your home country or the United States specifically, all you gotta do is you send the government the emergency passport and they'll send you back a new passport. It's really simple. There is a little bit of a charge, although I forgot the charge, but just in case you guys need that information, God forbid, I really hope that you guys would not need that, but in case you do, because I had to go through a situation like that and it was really, really shitty. They thought I was trying to seek asylum at the embassy actually, so like I said, just in case you guys need that information, it is that's that. The US Embassy is in Roppongi. If you lose your passport, just schedule for an emergency. Bring as many documents as you can proving your passport. Use a Mega, scan your shit before you go, so that way you can prove that you're a citizen, just in case. I do know this from experience, unfortunately. How this? So I lost a passport because I think someone pickpocketed me. On the subway. Unfortunately, they found my passport. I think in an arcade in Japan, in Akihabara, and I had to go to the police station. That was right under UDX to go retrieve it. Your English isn't that bad. Cops can bonk you anytime for yeah, and they can bonk you as well. So the sooner you schedule like an appointment, or if you say you lost your passport or anything, the better, because cops will try to bonk you. Yeah, that's a whole thing. So I know someone mentioned earlier about SIM cards and phone service in Japan. Okay, so for me at least, this is for me. I have T-Mobile, and T-Mobile actually provides free texting for international phone service, depending on your plan. As well, you can get unlimited Wi-Fi if you have one of the premium plans. So I really recommend it. If you have T-Mobile, do take advantage of it. It's such a good service. Oh my, it saved my ass. But if you do not have T-Mobile, or if you're under a different provider or anything, do check about what offers that they have for international, because they do have limited plans for certain, like for international travel. If you go anywhere, you just let them know, like, hey, I'm traveling internationally, do you have anything that can work for me? There you go, you just ask them. Otherwise, if you don't want to deal with like your phone or anything, rental Wi-Fi and SIM cards do exist and can be rented at the airport. There's also rental stations all across Japan and everything. You can just look one up on like any website and get one ready to go. So T-Mobile, yeah, T-Mobile is really fucking nice. Like I said, whenever I went to Japan, I had the free unlimited texting. That's how I can touch with my family. And then I had the unlimited Wi-Fi, so I can stay in touch with people inside Japan as well, who, you know, like my friends and everything. So there is a lot of free Wi-Fi in major cities as well, especially at like cafes, Starbucks, even like maid cafes have them. So if you really, really need internet in certain places, you can just sit down, have a coffee, check your phone real quick, and then get up. Alrighty, so let's say you want to go outside of Japan though. You want to go outside. You want to go to like Osaka, you want to go to Hokkaido, you want to go to Fukuoka, you want to go to Okinawa and everything. There's two ways of going about it. You can either go through domestic airlines, which you can book, surprisingly you can book a flight in Japan on a domestic airline just to go from one place to another. I've done it before. Although a lot of their low cost like airlines die within like a couple of years. I don't know why. Like there's one airline I went on, and then like next time I went back, that airline didn't exist anymore. I don't fucking know why. But anyways, or you can go on the Shinkansen. Those are the two best options for you. I've done both. Both are really great. I like the Shinkansen. I like the local planes too. For the Shinkansen, you may want to map out and total up where you want to go, then decide if the JR Rail Pass is for you, which is where we're gonna go here. Woo woo woo! So Japan Rail Pass, in a joint collaboration with 6 companies comprising the Japan Railways Group, JR Group, is an economical and convenient way to travel through Japan. Woo! Alrighty, so the Japan Rail Pass is pretty much a super cool thing for foreigners to use, where you can pretty much get on most economic Shinkansens for free, but you have to pay. You just pay for like a one-time pass. So it says here, so you can purchase the pass online, or you can go through one of the ticket booths either at Haneda or Narita Airport, or you can go to Tokyo Station and purchase one there as well. And then you could just pick up the pass anywhere at those 3 places, honestly. So you can purchase it online, and then you pick it up like when you go to Japan. But this is only for the Shinkansen. And the reason why I do say is map out and total up where you want to go, because the Japan Rail Pass can get a little bit. Hold on, let me see the prices real quick. I don't know if they updated it last. What? I need an account. I don't remember because I only got it once. Prices and types. Okay, there we go. So 7 days would be like around $400 for an adult. 14 days gonna be around $700. And in 21 days, you're on 1900. So this is also why I say total up and see where you want to go. Because maybe buying the individual Shinkansen at the stations will be a little bit cheaper for you versus just buying the pass and you don't get the equal amount out of it. So yeah, like I said, map out, see the prices for each place you want to go to via Shinkansen. Total up, see if this rail pass is going to be kind of worth it or not. Other than that, yeah. Yeah, but that's the. Oh, I just realized they have two variants now. The green and the ordinary. I'm guessing ordinary is for economic, and then the green is like for everything. I don't remember, but the rail pass does exist. Rail pass does exist. As far as local cars, though, let's say you want to go on the local trains and everything. This is gonna be a huge part of your time in Tokyo. You're gonna want to go literally everywhere on the Tokyo local trains. Let's see. Local railways. There we go. We'll go here real quick. So there are local railways and all around Tokyo. The main one you're gonna want to take is the JR Yamanote, and that is green is for their first class. Okay, green is for first class. Okay, thank you. So yes, you're gonna want to get the Suica. I think skip the plane, get the JR pass. Take the Shinkansen everywhere. It really depends on like the type of person that you are, though, because there's some places where I'm just like, I prefer taking a plane, and maybe plane is even way better than the Shinkansen. It really depends for me. So I like to have both options available to me, if anything. But JR Pass is pretty worth it if you really want to see like the countryside and everything. Plane is more worth it if you've already seen the countryside and you're like kind of okay with it, and you're just like, I just want to get to destination A and B pretty quick. I think it's for JR Rail, not just the Shin. Oh, is it all for JR Rail? Is it? I only remember using it for the Shinkansen, and I only was allowed to use it on the Shinkansen. And then, yeah, they have the local railways, which someone did mention earlier. You need the Suica, which looks like this. I'll show you what the Suica card looks like. This is gonna be your cute little best friend. Your very cute, very amazing best friend for all of your trip. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, okay. I guess you're just not gonna look for me. This is a Suica. It's basically your local rail line pass, and all you gotta do is, I think, how do you get a new one? Actually, I forgot how you get a new one. I think you just go up to like one of the little kiosks at the station, press you want a new Suica, then you load it up with money, and then you're pretty much good to go. You scan it whenever you go onto the local trains, and some local trains around Japan as well, because not all of them are on the same line or under the same JR lines and everything. It's a very complicated train system over there. I still don't even know how to do it. You scan it, and then once you run out of money, you can go refill it at one of the little kiosks at the station. Just fill it up with more yen. As well, you can use it for playing games as well. Yeah, the Suica can be used at a lot of places, not just the stations, by the way. You can use them at the konbini, you can use them at the arcades. Some restaurants will accept them. It's a very universal card, especially if you don't want to carry cash with you. Although, that is one thing I will say, you should carry cash with you. Japan is still a very cash-friendly, cash majority country. They're getting there with their credit card systems and everything, like accepting card. But it's still quite not there yet for like little small businesses like restaurants and everything like that. So do have cash on hand. But if you don't want to carry cash, and a lot of places do accept the Suica, just put it on your Suica and everything, and you'll be good. But yeah, the vending machines do accept it too. He's so cute. I love him, little Suica, and he's so popular that he has like his own merch too. Oh yeah, here's actually a really good map. Here's a good map. So depending on the part of the country that you're in, you're gonna actually be using different Suica cards. There's different Suica cards for different regions. Although it can be used. Your one Suica card can be used for all of these, and one of these can be used for everywhere as well. There's Pasmo, there's the Suica, Kaita, Maka, Torika, Pitapa, Hyakaken, Mimoka, Sugoka, Isoka, I can't pronounce it. I can never pronounce this one. Isioka. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of passes, and a lot of people like to collect them too, just to say that they have them. I want to do a little collection of mine one day. But yeah, because they're pretty cool. You should really get a Suica. Even though it's a really good tourist, like, I guess, like gift for you as well. The sale for at the moment like a machine kiosk, like just typing it. Yeah. It's yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. It's like you gotta get from like the little kiosk at the train station, from what I remember. Man, it's been a while, so alrighty. But let's say you want to go driving in Japan. Did you know that you can drive in Japan? At least in the United States, all you need to do is obtain a international driver's license. All you gotta do, I think, is you just gotta sign up for it, and then they send it to you, and then you can just go rent a car in Japan. They may be a little bit skeptical of you and be like, but it's that easy. It can literally be that easy if you want to rent a car and just like go driving in the countryside. Just do take note that you have to learn the country and road laws and everything. And they do drive on a different side of the road. Yeah, you can't. Actually, drifting is illegal in Japan, from what I understand. But you can actually go drive to Gunma and go to the Initial D Cafe and go see all like the cool locations where Initial D was taking place. Is that right? But are you unable to take your hat off your model so you can only wear the patient cap? What? What do you mean? I can take it off. I'm just a weeaboo today. See? I just decided to keep it on. I am a weeaboo. But yeah, it is possible to rent a car. So so around the time Initial D was kind of like taking place, it was legal, but because of like popular drifting culture and everything, they did a hard crackdown on that in like the early 2000s, I think. Especially around the time Tokyo Drift became a thing. They did a huge hard crackdown on it. Actually, Japan has an agreement with International Driving Commission, so your US... Wait, really? The US license is enough? Oh, that's actually really cool to know. I didn't know that. I always thought you had to go get a international license. Like, you just literally go sign up for it, you get it, and then you just go over there and take it. No fun allowed, in effect. Yeah, pretty much no fun allowed. But yeah, other than that, though, the last thing I do want to show you guys is tax-free Japan. Where is it? First time visitor information. Where is it? Tax-free shopping? There we go. So, you can get tax-free items in Japan. It's not taking me... Nope, it's not taking me. Okay, you're not taking me. I should have looked at the website before this, but I'll go here, I guess. No, I don't like this website. That website looks sketch. Okay, there we go. Okay. When Giant Tokyo Europe, I'm listening to have very tiny streets. I mean, they had very tiny cars. Cars in Tokyo are actually pretty tiny. Okay, so here it is. Did you know that you could tax-free shop in Japan? Pretty much all you gotta do is you pay full price for the item. There's gonna be a special little desk at each of like these kind of shops that have this logo on here. Hold on, I have to show you guys. So this logo right here, you see that? It says Japan tax-free shop. If you see this logo on any shop, it is everything in there you're able to get tax-free. And it even goes for like luxury goods. So for example, if you go to Ginza, which is like the very premium luxury shopping district in Tokyo, most of the places there have that logo where you can get things tax-free. I've gotten a whole bunch of tax-free stuff. You do have to declare it. Wink. You technically have to declare it. Wink. But yeah, all you gotta do is just you pay for your shit, take your receipt to a little kiosk, and they give you the tax money back in cash. And sometimes I've gone to tax-free shops just to get the cash, because I don't want to go to a CK ATM. Are there any shops that has some tax-free items but not a whole catalog? I don't remember actually. I want to say there are some shops that are just like some of it is tax-free, some of it isn't. Like they have like excluded stuff, but I don't really remember off the top of my head which ones or like what was it. I really only stick to the ones that have everything that's tax-free, so I'm not confused or anything. But yeah, tax-free is a thing. Do take advantage of it. Especially if you don't want to steal with like a stinky ATM or anything, because ATMs you can get if you want to pull money out from like your account or anything, international or not. 7-Elevens are probably the best place to go to for taking out cash, because they accept most international cards and everything like that. So yeah, If you don't want to deal with the fees or anything, just go to a tax-free shop, spend a little bit of money, get the taxi, get the cash right then and there. Bada bing, bada boom. I've done it before. Alrighty, but what about those recycling secondhand shops? There are some secondhand shops that do it, but not all of them. Most of them are already discounted at a very low rate, so that there's really no point in participating in the tax-free shopping program. So it's gonna depend on which one. I think Mandarake is one of those where it's tax-free, but I think it depends on which location that you go to. But I personally don't remember. Alrighty. But other than that, let's go ahead and take it back to the solo stage. Alrighty. Other than that though, does anyone have any questions? I'm not gonna go into my Q&A portion of today's video. So, are there any additional questions that you guys may have about traveling to Japan, or anything you want to know specifically about certain things about Japan? I want to answer your question. Go ahead, send me your question, or maybe say that was really cool or something like that. I don't fucking know. Or anything about expats? Where are expats? What? Well, I'm looking up the terms. I'm a fucking idiot. What are expats? A person who lives outside their native country. Actually, okay, like a sovereign citizen. Okay, like a sovereign citizen. No, from what I know of in Japan, I don't think so. Question mark? I don't really think so. Never heard of anything like that in Japan, so I feel like that's mainly like a United States issue. So. How much of a threat are the Yakuza to tourists? They're not that much of a threat, and they really don't exist nowadays. Fun fact, the Yakuza are very low in numbers. They don't have as much power, and if they do have power, it's on things that aren't really, like, they don't really mess with foreigners, because if you mess with foreigners, you get in big fucking trouble. So the only time you maybe see them mess with foreigners is if you go to like areas like Shinjuku where you know how I mentioned yesterday, like you had to be really careful in Shinjuku because some of the bar owners will try to get you to come inside and you get shit-faced drunk and you're $10,000 in credit card debt. Pretty much that's like, if they're Yakuza owned, that's really the only way you mess with them. But yeah, most of them have just been stomped out. Like they really aren't active and they don't really mess with foreigners. They really do not mess with foreigners because they know if they mess with foreigners, they're gonna get in actual trouble. And because that's pretty much their crossing lines right there. They can get in trouble like internationally as well. So, the Yakuza sub story was real. There's really no Yakuza, guys. There's really no Yakuza. Please don't worry about Yakuza. I know a lot of popular media likes to make it out to be like, oh, they're still around, they still exist, they're really cool, but they're not as great or as like prevalent or as controlling as probably those media make it out to be. So yeah, you really don't have to. I'm serious. You really don't have to worry about Yakuza when you go there. They're really not there anymore. So no Yakuza is real. Like I know Yakuza is a really cool game and everything. It's a really cool game, but it's nothing like Yakuza. It's really nothing like Yakuza. I really want to preface it that now because I feel like a lot of y'all will go there with expectations to see them. You're not going to see them. They're normal people at the end of the day. They just happen to do things behind the scenes. Okay. Going back to questions though. Can I, as a filthy kaijin, comfortably navigate without knowing moon ruins? So I didn't answer this earlier. It's a yes and no question. Yes, because there are gonna be parts of Japan where there's not that much English support. So it's very helpful to know the language either way. But no, because Tokyo is actually pretty English friendly, so it's just gonna depend. But it is very helpful at the end of the day to learn it, and I really do recommend still learning it. Don't follow the people into bars that tell you they're cheap. Yeah, don't follow people into bars. Just don't follow anyone in Japan. Literally don't. How much are sushi places where you eat off the ladies? That doesn't exist either. That's a myth. That is a big myth. That don't exist unless you get unless you get alternative services and then you specifically request that those kind of places don't exist. They don't. That's a popular media thing. It's kind of cringe that you actually believe that that's real. Let me see. Are you saying the real world is not like it's represented in media? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How to navigate Tokyo train station. Okay, so the best way I can tell you guys to navigate Tokyo's train station is to follow the Yamanote, the green line. Just stay on the green line if you get really confused. The only reason why I say that is because the Yamanote, it goes in one big circle. If you end up missing your stop, just go back around in the circle and then you'll get there like 45 minutes. As well, there is a helpful app which I can't remember the name of. Hold on, I'm gonna try to look it up. Phone app, Japanese railway. I really want to look for that app now. This is a really good app that I used on my first trip where you can actually enter in like where you want to go and like have your location on, and it can take you to like the station and everything, give you like the platforms and stuff like that. So also Google Maps does that for you too, actually. If you just download Google Maps and you'd be like, oh, I want to go from this station to this station, it will literally just give you a mapped out thing of like which station you need to go to, which platform you need to go to at what time, the next available trains and everything, and how many stops you're going to be taking. It will count the stops for you. So you can just look at your phone, stare at it, watch the stops go down, and then once it says 0, you just get off. So Google Maps. Follow your heart, and yeah, exactly, follow your heart in Google Maps. How are the soap plants? They're very... How do I describe it? If you're a man, you're gonna have fun. If you're a woman, it's not... you're not gonna find a lot of options, I'll be real with you. If you want to go for soap plants, Shinjuku is the place for it. I want to go to an onsen, but I'm 100% unsure about the way you do that sort of thing. So onsens are pretty. There's like public onsens and then there's private onsens. The public ones are usually like public bathhouses, and you can go in there, but you may get weirdly stared at because it's a public one and they probably have like regulars that go in there. You can still go to them though. I think there's I really don't go to onsens. The last time I went to one was at like a hotel, and that's the private ones. If you go I really recommend, if you're a foreigner, you go to the private onsens, at the ones at hotels or at a resort or something, just because you won't get stared at weirdly, because you know it's a resort and everything, and not really a public one for like the neighborhood or whatever. So yeah, our trash / recycle bins easy to figure out there. So they do have a big recycling system there, but trash cans are very hard to come by, both trash can and recycling. The reason why is because Japan had a terrorist attack where I think it was a cult organization, I forgot what it was, but they stuffed bombs into like the trash cans, and ever since that terrorist incident, they actually have they try to get rid of like trash cans. You can only have trash cans either like, I think like inside konbinis, and like there's very little places where it's like they have public trash cans, or they have like the little tiny ones that like little like the neighborhood takes care of. But other than that, like trash, you do have to carry your trash and dispose of it in proper bins and in proper places where it's available to you. So konbinis is most of the time where I go. No, was it the arson attack? I forgot what I just know there were bombs in there, and then I know there was like the train station one. That's a separate one, but I know about the one with the trash cans. But that's you won't see trash cans everywhere like you see here in the United States because of that reason, though. Do you know anything about those underground venues where bands play at? So there's a lot of those. So like the underground live houses, what you're referring to, Leon. I've only been to a couple, and whenever I want to look for events like that, I literally just go on Twitter. If you want to look for like underground events or like underground live house venues to go visit or anything like that, it's researching Twitter on like I guess like the genre. Like if you have like a certain group you want to go see, research where they could be playing and everything, and those are one of those things where you won't have to use E+. Thankfully you can just go the day of and I think you can just buy the ticket. It really depends though. There's so many factors that go into that. It's like table shower in America. Table shower. How do I get the SIM cards and free Wi-Fi devices? I see people talk about buying. So those are not free. There's no such thing as free Wi-Fi device. I don't know where you heard that, and I'm really disappointed that someone's actually trying to say you can get free Wi-Fi devices over there. That's not really the case. You do need to pay for the Wi-Fi and SIM cards and everything. When you go outside when you exit out of immigration at the airport, there are kiosks that will help you get SIM cards and Wi-Fi devices, but they will not be free. They are not free. You do have to pay for them. Be cautious of drinking strong. Yeah, okay, so be cautious of the alcohol content, by the way. Be very cautious of alcohol content and percentages in Japan because that shit's strong. The strong zero, I'm not kidding you, that shit is strong. You will get shit-faced drunk, and the last thing you want to be in Tokyo is drunk, because you can get in trouble and get into fights and everything, and it's ooh, yeah. You can get in a lot of trouble for it. That's what I'm trying to say. So do be careful if you consume alcohol. Do take it at your own rate. Try not to get drunk. Is this based on experience? No, it's based on what I've heard. If you like start fights and you're drunk and everything, police can detain you, and then you end up in prison. Yeah, you can get arrested and detained and sent to jail for fighting while intoxicated in Tokyo. Yeah, just don't get drunk if you can't handle it. Yeah, don't just get drunk. Yeah, try not to start fights, but everyone's built differently when they get drunk or whatever. So, yeah, just be careful. Just do be careful though. Drink cautiously is what I say. Another thing I do want to mention is if you like going to nightclubs and everything, there used to be a ban on nightclubs until very recently. I think around a couple of years ago, they had a ban on nightclubs for such a long time. You could not go to a club after I think it was like 12 or 1 in the morning. But now that's legit. You can go out clubbing until I think 3 or 4 in the morning. So clubs are a thing now again. So if you want to go clubbing, that's a thing. I've never been clubbing though, so don't take my word for it. I personally don't like the idea of clubbing, so Do you know why that Japan has lower crime rate but high conviction rate? Because they force people to force confessions. They do force confessions over there. It is not illegal to do that. Therefore, in order to just pin the blame on someone without trying to find the original criminal, they'll just grab someone, force them to confess, and then yeah, and they'll hold you in prison until you confess. There's no laws protecting people in prison regarding that. How do I avoid pulling a Logan Paul? Don't be white. There you go. That's it. Don't be white. No, I'm just kidding. Literally just don't be a YouTuber. Okay, if you're gonna do anything, if you really want to document your time in Japan, don't be obnoxious about it. Don't be like, oh my god, hey guys, this is pro YouTuber XXX 2014 here in Tokyo, Japan. Wow, so wacky. Don't be that. Don't be that. I've seen way too many Europeans, specifically Europeans, do this. So don't do that. Literally don't. I'm begging you. Any fight clubs there? There are no fight clubs. There are no fight clubs. None that I know of, at least. None that I know of. No fight club. No fight club. That funny though. That very funny. Being a guide for less touristy Buddhist Shinto shrines outside of Tokyo. There are some guides out there if you want to go visit the lesser known shrines. But just like any other shrine, do be respectful of it. Do your research before you go over there. It's always good to research stuff if you're going to be visiting a very, very sacred place, to make sure that you're practicing, respectful ways of going about visiting it and everything. It's going to depend on location to location. So if you want to visit somewhere really, really specific, just do some research about it. Do some research. What other questions do we have? First, I trend Muscle Girl band. Oh, I want to go to that Muscle Girl bar. I saw a thing. Do you have beef with the Wacky Weekend vids? Well, I love Wacky Weekends. No, I actually like theirs. I like theirs because they actually make it fun. They're not like, oh my god, hello everyone, we are white YouTubers 2022, and today we're gonna go see this wacky, amazing, crazy thing about Japan. Oh my goodness, we're white people. They're not like that. I know YouTubers who are like that, and oh my god, it's really cringe. It's really cringe to see. But they do it in a lot more respectful way because they've actually lived there and actually, like, you know, do a lot of stuff other than that. So, but yeah, Wacky Weekend's actually a really good show. I like it. I like that. I like Connor. I like Abroad in Japan. I like Chris. I do anything to do a collab with Chris, if anything. Chris is really, really cool. Any advice to kimono rental services? I personally have never done one before, but there are places where you can do them in the more traditional parts. I think you gotta go to Asakusa, specifically in Tokyo if you want to do that. There's a lot of places in Kyoto as well. Do be wary that sometimes that they will maybe give you the foreigner upcharge, depending. Just be wary of that. Be wary of that. Be wary of that. You said already that in Japan, TV house go over 24 hours, so don't get confused with the program that says program on 2630. Yeah. They go on a 24-hour system, but there's some people I've met that also use like the regular. They either use military time or they use like the regular local time or whatever. So it just depends on who you talk to. But most of them follow the 24-hour military time. Japanese cops are scumbags. Yep, they pretty much are. I remember seeing I told that story before. I told that story before, Mod. They gotta clean the foreign. Yeah, they gotta clean the foreign stinkies. But any more questions? Last call for questions. This is my last round of questions, and then we'll be ending it, I think, here for today. I hope y'all hope this was very informative to you guys. I'm sorry if I was all over the place and I got really nervous in the beginning. But you know, being a cute little travel agent, little tour guide of Japan is like one of the things I really, really am passionate about. Cause I think everyone should get a chance to go visit at least like one foreign country in their life, even if it's a fucking meme one like Japan. Like at the end of the day, it's a foreign place that like I have grown to love and see it as like a second home for me. Some people have asked me before, like, would you consider moving to Japan? And honestly, I would love to, but it's something that is just like, you know, you really need to sit down and think about. It's one of those things to like yes in a heartbeat, but you really gotta consider it after you say yes. I would love to, but I also just love visiting it as just a tourist as well. I like it. How gropey are the trains? The trains are not as gropey. There are women cars. I actually go do sit in the women cars sometimes. So in Japan, at least in the rail systems, the local trains, they'll have women-only cars where girls can go sit there by themselves, and then like everyone else can go sit in the regular train or the regular part of the train. Yeah, great, thank you. What's the best city to visit besides Tokyo? I like Hokkaido, honestly. Hokkaido's really fun. It's a lot more natural over there, and it snows. Lots of seafood. I love seafood. The seafood over there is great. It's so fresh. But yeah, I like Hokkaido. Can you buy concert tickets at the door? No, you cannot. If it's for a major like headlining big group, like for example AKB48, no, you can't. You have to go through E+. If you can't go through E+, if it's like a small underground like sort of live house situation, you probably can, but more than likely, no, you cannot. You have to go through like pre-purchasing online, like we do at Ticketmaster, and yeah. Yeah, Chusen hate! Fucking Chusen. I talked about Chusen at the beginning of the video, so if you guys want to go back and listen to that, you guys can go listen to that. Would you suggest going to less popular destinations like Hokkaido before or during the Tokyo trip, etc.? I guess for me, it doesn't really Mossburger, by the way. I love Mossburger. That doesn't really matter for me. I don't really structure my trips around like a hard set schedule of like, oh, I'm gonna go here. Is it better to go here before here? Most of the time I actually just wing it. If I feel like it's the right time to go to Hokkaido, I'll just go. Just go get a Shinkansen and just fucking go. But yeah, I think just getting Tokyo. But honestly, if I were to really answer, I say like maybe getting Tokyo out of the way first, just to like, you know, get tired of Tokyo first, so that way you can enjoy the other cities a little bit more. So like just get Tokyo out of the way first, get tired of it, be like, okay, I've seen everything, and then you can go to like everywhere else, because then you'll enjoy it a lot more and not be like, oh, I wish I was back in Tokyo because like I'm gonna go see this and that, and they'll just do everything in Tokyo once. Well, yes, I am on YouTube. Welcome. But yeah, I like Moss Burger. I like Moss Burger. Moss Burger is really good. If I had to recommend a Moss Burger, it would be the Katsu Burger with lots of lettuce in it. It's super, super good. You said Yakuza aren't something to worry about, but what about ninja? Definitely, you don't have to worry about ninjas. That is definitely a media thing. It's very cringe. If I'm in Japan, I buy one of those big rundown houses in the boonies that they sell for cheap. Oh yeah, like the dollar houses. That's a real thing. Like people are selling their houses for like $1 or less. But most of the time when they are, what do you call it, like that, there is a lot more to it than just it being in the middle of nowhere. Maybe it possibly be haunted. There's possibly a murder been done there. Someone probably died there. So do be wary of that. Spirituality is really, really big over there. So if you do run into like a haunted something, do go get it. Do go get anything you have blessed. Yeah, I'm being real with you. I'm being super stereo with you. Are pachinko machines worth it? I guess it depends if you like gambling. I'm personally not a big fan of it because they're very loud. But if you want the experience, you can go for it. You may not like it though. I got a headache being in one of those. It also smells because they allow smoking in there. Alrighty, but other than that though, I think that is pretty much it for today. Yeah, we did it! We talked about Japan so much. God damn, that was a lot of things to say about Japan. Wow. You're saying I could get a Japanese Goshiya for cheap? Yes, you can. You can. But that is pretty much all I can really say about traveling to Japan. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And it comes with a free invisible roommate. Yeah, it does! Which under the pachinko machine, the one that goes like... They're really loud. They're really, really loud. But yeah, I hope you guys learned so much about traveling to Japan. I hope you guys really, really, really enjoyed it. Again, it's like one of my big passions, one of my biggest autisms, if anything, to just like talk about Japan and show you guys that it's really, really cool place to visit. And hopefully I help give you tips to, you know, have a better travel experience over there, especially if it's gonna be your first time. Do not be intimidated by anything over there. There are things that will help you. There's a lot of places that will help you. There's a lot of people that will help you there as well. Although it might be one of those countries where you do get a lot of like back talking, like they talk behind your back or whatever. They do help you. The people at the station are really, really nice. They'll point you in the right directions, and I don't know, I've had a really good experience, and I hope you guys can have a good experience in Japan as well, especially since it is opening up very, very soon. But yeah, other than that, how many times have I gone? I've gone 6 or 7 times, I think. So yeah, I had a very old house that need a lot of remodeling. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you. I hope you guys had a lovely, lovely time listening and learning about Japan. Of course, those VOD will stay up for you guys who want to go back and read any notes. I'm going to be updating the description here in a bit to include all of the links and websites that I showed today, and everything from the Ministry of Health and Labor all the way down to the travel state government website that shows you where you just fill out your passport and everything, including links to any hotels that I like going to, flight information, anything like that will all be available in the description. Please do check it out so that way you know, you can have all those good resources for yourself, because I definitely don't want you to be without any good resources that can really, really help you in the future. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much though. Thank you. I hope you guys had a lovely, lovely time today. How the fuck do you raid people? I'm still trying to figure out how you raid people. Actually, like, how do you do that? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. How to raid on YouTube. How to raid on click edit, select customize under region, like click at. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so I gotta go here. Okay, go to live, go to edit, and then And then how do I do redirect? Customization, I guess? Oh, redirect. There we go. Okay, search videos from other channels. Who is on right now? 10. Can I read 10 more? No, I can't read 10 more. Okay, looks like I can't rate anyone. Oh man. Oh well. I can't rate anyone. But if you want, you can go check out Tenma. You can rate. Yeah, you can rate on YouTube. That's a wide list here. You have to sub to each other. Oh, I'm not subbed to a lot of people. Well, I'm subbed to a lot of people, but they're not subbed to me. I would say go to Tenma, but well, let me see. Let me see if I just don't have anyone whitelisted. Oh, I would have rated, what do you call it, Sleepy if she was still on, but she's not on anymore. Okay, go watch Tenma, I guess. You can do a manual raid. Yeah, we can do a manual raid. We'll go say hi to Tenma. No, don't put any raid messages though. Cause I'm not too sure how that's like accepted on here. And I feel bad, but feel free to go watch Tenma. Go watch Tenma. You're very good. Yeah, silent raid. Alrighty, guys. Go ahead, go on over to Tenma. Give her all your love. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the VOD as well. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them as best as I can. And again, this is not the one and all be all way to travel to Japan. Neither is it like just the one way you need to. There's so many ways of traveling to Japan. Do your research. Do open your eyes, ears, and mind to different perspectives about Japan as well. While mine have been positive, maybe someone else had a bad experience that can probably help you out later on in life. So, no matter what, I'm very glad I got to talk about this topic. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go watch Tenma now. Thank you guys. I'll see you later. Bye bye everyone. Go enjoy Tenma.